Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 262.
Yank.
Presented by First Form, baby.
Yeah, baby. Let's
we
go.
are fueled by First Form. This is the Halloween edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast.
Happy Halloween.
Watch yourself there. God, I've got something in my throat.
Turn
dude.
your phone off and get the thing out of your throat.
Yeah, I know. I've got something in my throat. It's like a hairball. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, baby. Let's go. On a Tuesday, which sucks for the kids. In St. Louis, it's going to be freezing cold and rainy, and it's on a goddamn Tuesday. And it's like, you get done trick-or-treating, and you go home, and you're like, fuck, I got to go to bed because I got goddamn school in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Why do that? Why isn't Halloween the last Saturday?
That's
on
a
it is
boring
what it is.
topic.
I'm just throwing it out there.
People have talked about that for decades and decades.
It's just ridiculous.
So you're
do
not
what Thanksgiving does.
You're not changing the date, so it is what it is. I mean, Cam's worried about the kids. He doesn't even have kids.
I don't give a fuck. To be honest with you.
All of a sudden, Cam's worried about the kids. Oh, why do they have school tomorrow? I mean, this is ridiculous that they have school tomorrow. Like, what does that matter to you?
I done. I'm just thinking of a conversation.
I brought a very scary skull cup today for my Halloween beverage here on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast.
That's cool, man.
Too. Yeah.
Looking good.
That.
Hopefully we look okay,
Why
too.
do you have a scarf on, dude?
Because I was cold. Now when I hide my gut.
It's not wintered.
When I hide my gut a little bit. Last time my gut stuck out a little bit too much. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, that was a tough look for you.
You look good, too, though. You look good.
Hey,
and he's got to critique everything I do on the video because he said I was staring into the camera too much. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. He's like, you need to look at me.
Cam's like
I don't want to.
What are you doing today after the show? I'm like, dude, I'm over here. Like, what
I was talking to Del Zotto, baby.
Look at me.
Del Zotto. That's what I was doing.
I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about last episode with the Hortichuck.
Oh, God.
You keep confusing the two.
Yeah, but we did. So we tried the camera last time in the other studio. So this is another one, a different studio. Hopefully it looks great. Seems like the what we saw from the interview looked good. But now this is another different setup that we're having for the ins and outs. Yeah. But we love it.
We got beautiful plants in here. Half Coast Studios is where we're at. So we'll give them a shout out to Half Coast Studios.
Yeah, baby.
Our boy Alex and Matt's back there doing his thing, man.
Doing a thing.
Yeah. Cam's very high maintenance right now.
Why?
I mean, with the cameras and everything, he's like, I need both cameras on me, is what he said, I think.
That's a lie. And he wants me to, anytime we were looking through these for studios, it's so funny, like we're talking to different people. And the main thing Andy was saying was like, I want to be like Dan Patrick. I want to look just like Dan Patrick and Pat McAfee. And I'm thinking, you mean you sit up on the high table and then where do I go? And he's like, well, you could be over there in the corner.
Hey.
That's what he wants, so.
No, I was telling Cam, like, like the... what's his name? Like Johnny Carson back in the day. He had like Ed McMahon, like next to him.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of the dude, Colin.
Turn your goddamn phone off. You're listening
Are you hearing that?
Yes. What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know why it's going off.
Turn your phone off,
I have it off.
Andy can't stop. Andy, like he has to look at his phone every 2 seconds. Like he cannot help himself.
Hey, what's the name? What's the name of the guy on NBC who does the Late Show? Like the most popular guy there is.
Rather?
No, he's the news guy
on NBC.
The comedian, the comedian, the talk show host. Late at night.
Oh, Fallon or
Jimmy
Conan.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
So he's got a little guy.
Yeah, where do you want me, Andy?
So
Am I too much in camera?
I would have like a desk like this and then like a chair, like a couch.
The little chair.
And that's where you would sit.
And then the guest comes and I keep scooting over and over. So I'm totally off the screen.
No, I mean, like, I'm not saying Dan Patrick or Pat McAfee, but my vision was always that type of look.
Yeah.
They do a great job with their set, It's kind of like has that radio and television vibe to it at the same time.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you just want me out of the picture.
No.
I get it.
Did you catch up on any scary movies?
Yeah, you know what I did? I I watched Monster Squad. And if you're an 80s kid like me, Monster Squad was like the cool thing in the 80s where the vampire comes and they resurrects the mummy, the swamp creature, the werewolf, and Frankenstein. It's an 80s movie. It's really cool. I don't know. I usually don't get back into 80s stuff, but I watched that. But nothing horrifying yet. I know everybody, I sent that out or I talked about it last time. They sent me all kinds of different stuff, so I'll get into it. A lot of stuff I can't find. I tried to look on Netflix and stuff like that, and I couldn't find it. Maybe I'll check YouTube out. But I'm in for a good scary movie. Kate's wimpy about that shit. Like if we watch something really scary, and I'm gone every morning, and it's still dark out. Like, she gets freaked out.
Yeah.
She'll get freaked the fuck out.
Yeah,
I can't do that to her.
Hey, well, that happens.
I can't do that to
That
her.
happens.
I
You start hearing noises.
Sure, you get scared,
My wife
too.
was out of town this past weekend. It's a little nerve-wracking inside the house.
Oh,
you know?
it's scary when she's not around,
Yeah.
huh? It's scary when she's not around.
Although I'm thinking about getting some protection, though, in the house.
You should.
Yeah.
What'd I tell you about
Yeah,
that?
like
And we'll
some-
get lessons, too. I'll go with you, homie.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, I was invited to go tomorrow.
To go shoot?
Yeah.
Let's go get you a gun. Are you kidding?
Well, he told me he'll give me one, but he said he's not giving it to me until I'm properly trained.
100%.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
you should be.
yeah.
You need to learn the ins and outs.
Now
how
there's
to
all
hold
these.
it, how to be comfortable
Well,
with it.
there's all these crazies that are out there nowadays.
Big time. There's crazies
I
everywhere.
Because I have a box cutter, you know that I
It's
sleep
not going to do a damn thing, dude. Although it
And
did take down
Okay,
planes.
I know. You
I'm
said
just
that.
letting you
I
know.
I've got a hockey stick, a mini baseball bat too. I told
That's
you.
a 50 flex. It's not going to hurt anybody.
Dude, I
homie.
got a lot of. What time is it, by the way?
Well, you got somewhere to go?
No, I'm just curious.
12:15.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Nice little look at
First
that.
form, baby. I don't eat till noon,
Don't
as
eat
you
on
know.
the- don't
No,
eat
I
on-
have
no.
to right now. Don't
Are you
hate
out of your mind?
when people you do radio with when they eat on the
Yeah,
air?
I was going to say, you're lying.
I
You're not
never
going to
do
do
that,
it.
but I'm just so hungry, dude.
Why would you do that
just
now?
gotta have, because it's a first form energy bar.
That's just god awful.
You know.
Andy doesn't eat anything. Like, he doesn't eat. Andy doesn't even go to the bathroom, I don't think. It's unbelievable. I guess when you don't eat, you don't have to go to the bathroom. But you good?
Yeah.
Hey, can I just, off the bat here, since you're eating, little shout out to Nottingham and the Nottingham Panthers. Man, I played over there 2016. It's such a fun time. The fans, the organization, the teammates were so good to Kate and I. We love all you guys. I know you're going through some hardcore shit right now with that incident. With Adam, I mean, it's god awful, man. Like, I didn't want to watch the video, but I'm like, I have to, and I have to watch it, and I did. And at the beginning, I'm like, oh, this is a really quick play. This is a really quick play, and the kid that stuck his leg out, I guess he kind of got bumped, and maybe it's just too fast, and he got in an awkward position. But then I'm watching it over and over again, man. And the physics of it don't add up. Like, it just doesn't. When he gets clipped, like, there's no reason for him to have his leg up, dude.
No.
If you really watch it in slow motion, why are you lifting your leg up?
Yeah.
It ain't good. And now that kid's getting called out by a bunch of ex-players and stuff like that as well.
Because it's not a natural hockey occurrence, what we saw on the ice. Like, when I heard about this, and I was at the rink all weekend, and everyone's talking about it, I'm seeing it all over social media.
Yeah.
And I even told some people at the rink that I probably would not watch the video. I don't like watching that type of stuff. But then last night, I'm like, for me to really have a full understanding of what happened, you kind of have to watch the video.
Yeah, you do.
For this kid to get cut like that and then get up on his own power, man, I think about that family so much.
I know.
And so many people, the hockey world is small. He was coached by Jeff Brown in junior in the USHL. He was coached by Jay Verity, who's a St. Louis kid who is now an assistant coach with the Red Wings. And played for Sioux City, local ownership, or the Sioux City ownership is out of St. Louis. So, talking to people who knew this kid personally brings it a little bit closer to home. Now, when I first heard about it happening, Cam, I'm thinking the kid got
Stepped on or something?
tripped up in the corner, and
fell.
it was like an accidental skate, and somebody just kind of caught him when he was at ice level.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to be skating straight up and have somebody essentially what looked like a deliberate karate kick up high. Now, I would never say that the intention was to cut him in the neck. The intention was to kill Adam Johnson. So I'm not going to go that far, okay? I know some people are I'm sure nobody feels worse than him right now in terms of what happened. But I don't think in all my years watching hockey and being on the ice, Cam, I've never seen a play like that in my life. I've never seen a play like that in my life where I went back to watch it the second and third time because I'm thinking that the individual whose skate came up, that he got hit and almost had forced his body to helicopter, which then, with the skate making contact to the throat area. So, but that's not what happened. He just kind of lunged his body and his skates.
It's like he deliberately stuck his leg.
Well, yeah, you don't want to put yourself into his brain in terms of what he was thinking. But I will say this, and you disagree with me. I've never seen a play like that ever in my life.
Usually when you get cut, and it's happened to all of us, man. Like, fuck. Sometimes I'm like, you get on the bench, and you're like, something feels weird. And you look down, and your wrist is cut open, and you're bleeding all over the place. You don't even know you're cut. Sometimes guys step on you. We saw Clint Malarchuk, the situation with the goaltender back in the late 80s.
Man, yeah, from
was that
Buffalo
late 80s?
Sabres.
Yeah, Sabres. I hate to say it, dude. And I know the kid's probably going through hell. He's probably curled up in a fetal position like, oh, God, I just killed a fucking man, you know? Like, but that looked intentional. Mm-hmm. Not that he's trying to catch him in the throat, but it was more like, I can't get you. I got to do something. I'm going to lift my leg up.
Just a crazy.
But as a hockey player, Andy, like the last thing you do, those are fucking weapons on your feet. Those are weapons, man. You got knives down there. Like, you never kick your feet up. You never put your fucking feet up to anybody.
Keep your feet on the ice.
You don't put your feet up when you fall into the boards. You don't put your feet up in any situation like that. And for him, the first time I saw him, like, he got clipped, and all of a sudden his momentum and the physics were like, yoink. No. He kind of got stumbled, and like the guy, it's like it was his protection. You know, like when you're about to get, well, you don't know, but when you're about to get, unless it's me or Chaser, when you're about to get hit.
And Bobby.
Bobby Plager.
Yes,
got to give him a shout out.
I've had quite a few. Actually.
But when you're about to get hit, you go into this weird mode real quick where you either put your shoulder down, you lift your arm up, you put your stick out. So he didn't do any of those, but he stuck his leg out instead. He stuck his skate up instead. Mm-hmm. So because
it was just like a crazy the way his skate came around like the other like the
like
backwards,
kung fu.
the reverse way in like a martial
fucking
arts
Bruce
move.
Lee.
Yeah.
And we don't like. I'm not downplaying the situation. It's hard to explain how you could do that.
That's why this was not a freak accident.
I know. I don't think it is.
You know what I'm saying? A freak accident is when you go down to play the puck and somebody gets pushed and your skate goes up and whatever and it catches you.
Yeah.
A freak accident is probably what happened with Malarchuk. I believe Steve Tuttle was the kid or was the player at the time who was playing for the Blues whose skate came up and caught Malarchuk. If I remember that correctly, just from watching that live when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But the puddle and the pool of blood that was, and the trail that was following Adam Johnson was as gruesome as you're going to find ever. And I know you played in Nottingham and have some connection to that organization, man. Yeah. And we saw the statement. I feel for his teammates, man. I really do. And anybody can, and you can probably attest to this, anybody who was either in the arena that night, and certainly for the players who were on the ice, I mean, they are going to be affected by. They may not get over this for a long, long time if they ever do. To ever see something like that,
the kids
in person.
There's so many kids in the stands too, and they're watching that, and they're freaked out. And I don't know. You know, I never got injured over there, but I don't know if there's like an ambulance ready for you. I mean, you can't park an ambulance underneath the belly of that rink. You know, in the Blues, like right there at the Zamboni, there's an ambulance right there. You get them in there.
Well, I don't know. In these European leagues,
I know. You can't.
I do know. You know, when you see situations like when Jay Bomeister goes down, other players have gone down in similar fashion. The medical that is available right off the bat to save someone's life.
Yeah.
I don't know in some of these European leagues what's available. And who's on hand? I mean, you have a better feel than I do. Obviously, you played over there.
Well, nothing like that's ever happened, so it's hard for me. Like, this is exactly what happened. Boom, 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 boom. So I don't know behind the scenes what happened to him, but the way the speed was when this collision happened, and when that skate blade went right to his neck, like I don't care if you're already in a hospital where that happened. I don't think he had much of a chance. It was just such a hardcore impact.
I can't believe he got up.
I can't believe he got up. I'm praying for all y'all, man. Everybody over there, dude. You know, it's going to be tough to get on that ice again.
Yeah.
You know, like it is, or be in that locker room when he was laying. You know, God damn it, dude. I'm sorry to all you guys. Like I just and the children. But it looked weird. And at the beginning of today on the radio, I'm like, no, he just got clipped. And then I kept watching it. I kept watching it. And I'm seeing some ex-NHL players like Chris Therien and guys coming out calling this cat out. And I'm like, let me look at this goddamn thing again. Let me go step by step. I saw a different angle. And I'm like, I don't
know how in your mindset what would lead you to deliberately get your skates off the ice and swing the back of your leg like that?
I don't know, but you
mean,
did.
And he got it high.
I know.
I mean, honestly, like, it is just a crazy incident. Like, I've never seen anything like that, like I said now 4 or 5 times. To do that, I would think the majority of players probably wouldn't even be able to do that if they tried, honestly.
I couldn't even get
to
my
be
leg,
able to
pull my groin
kick
to
their
do that.
leg like that.
No,
you don't ever get your, raise your skates off the ice, man. It is so dangerous.
It doesn't make sense.
I wonder, what kind of reaction there's going to be now moving forward. Everyone's immediate, reaction and discussion they're having right now is should
police get involved?
You think criminal charges should be assessed? Because let me say this:
I don't know how you could possibly.
If he swung his stick,
it's a different story.
Then you're looking at potential legal action, right?
Yeah, but this happened so quick. I don't know if they can do anything.
Mm-hmm. But it's not like he got hit and it led to him going head over heels, and his feet and his skates got away from him. I mean, he deliberately raised his feet, right?
He didn't
off
have
the
to
ice.
do that.
So
it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in hockey.
All right,
One of them.
neck guards. Is that something that needs to be mandatory?
Do it. Do it.
I mean, my thing is, somebody asked me that this morning. Should it be mandatory? In an interview that I was doing, and I said, well, I mean, I don't know if it should be mandatory, but if you're a player, like, why wouldn't you wear one?
Just wear one. Well, they're uncomfortable.
They are, and
so you know.
And even like kids don't like to wear them. So
they're uncomfortable. I'm
not going to use a situation like this to promote a sponsor or anything like that. But we're doing stuff right now with Acane out of Switzerland, and you can check out their website. Acane, you just Google it, and like my son, for example, like they make these layers you can wear under your shoulder pads. It comes with an attached turtleneck, so it's cut resistant material, so it covers the neck already. So
how far up?
I'll show you a picture.
I'd like to see because
remember
Plekanec had that little
the mock turtle.
The mock turtle. Alexei Yashin had the mock turtle. If there's let me see that right quick. Yeah, I know. I keep seeing Ty. That covers his neck.
Mm-hmm.
It does. And these kids, man, like you guys know, like you got kids playing hockey, like they're falling on each other or stepping on each other. They're fucking all over the place, man. And again, those skates are so damn sharp that I'm surprised kids don't get cut more often. But this was such a weird, bizarre situation. Never seen anything like that ever in hockey.
Yeah.
And there probably are going to be some new rules coming in with, regarding more safety for neck guards and whatnot. Yeah. And you know what? It doesn't bother me.
I've been on teams in the past where they tried to make it mandatory that you wear a neck guard, and I would find a way to skirt around the rule,
For the kids?
No, like even when I was a kid playing.
Well, that was in the 90s.
I know,
dude.
but I mean,
high school.
I'm just saying. But I just never wore one.
I didn't either.
I never wore one. Now, back in the day, they used to have like those big like neck rolls, almost like football players,
Yeah. The 90s.
And it was a big foam. I don't even know if it would really protect you, to be honest with you. Especially after an incident like that, it could protect you from like a stick or a puck, a skate.
It's going to absorb some of it.
This is cut-resistant material. We've done stuff with like Daredevil hockey in the past where they've got the cut-resistant shirts more for the wrist and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have that neck protection. This is a no-brainer to me. And I will say, because of the high school kid who passed away like a year ago out of like the Boston area, somewhere up in the Northeast. Remember a year ago or so? He took a skate to the neck area and he died too. And that's where, people started really trying to react to protecting themselves or their kids or whoever's on the ice with that neck protection because of what took place with that. So, to me, it's all about peace of mind, man. I just feel more comfortable when my kid goes on the ice and he's got that protection on his neck. I'm not going to say he's bulletproof out there, but
never.
I just feel comfortable knowing that he has that
I'm glad he does too, man. I am glad he does too.
And the company, by the way, Acane, I believe it's owned or founded by Peter Forsberg. It's like legit.
Yeah.
The problem is they don't have any in stock for the youth right now, but apparently they're going to have it available in late November. So if you're interested, hit me up. I'll give you a promo code. I'll put something up on my Instagram. I didn't want to do it right off the bat.
I know.
Because I'm not looking to take advantage of a tragedy.
I know.
But I know parents out there are concerned about it. And if you're looking for the best protection, that's an option that's out there.
It's a wake-up call.
Yeah.
It's a wake-up call for the hockey community. It is.
Should the NHL react to it?
Yes. And I'm not that kind of guy like, I'll change rules. I am.
Make it just part of the equipment, man.
Make it part of equipment. Make it, be innovative like you always are, like the NHL is, like the NFL is with helmets and whatnot, like you have fucking weapons on your skates. Now, back in the day, in the 70s, with no helmet on, a couple people died, right? Like I got cross-checked in the head, hit their head on the ice. I think one guy did.
Really?
Now a kid did. I remember like 15, 20 years ago, a kid, and just a pickup league, fought. And his helmet came off,
shit.
and he hit his head on the ice. That was a big deal. Oh, yeah. That was a big deal. But this is a different animal. And if you can find a way to where NHL players are like, yeah, this is pretty damn comfortable. I can get on board with this.
Yeah.
Find a way. Be innovative.
Their skates are so sharp.
They're so sharp. They're going so fast,
so
Andy.
Sharp. I mean, you've seen, even like Erik Karlsson when he got like his Achilles, sliced. Remember?
Yeah, I got cut for 30 on my leg.
And something happened with, Scheifele one time. He and Matthew Tkachuk got tangled up. Remember inside the bubble?
Oh, God.
And Paul Maurice wouldn't hold the door for Matthew Tkachuk.
Oh.
And now they're best friends.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Funny how that works.
I know.
But again, like we're praying for all you guys in Nottingham and in England and all y'all out there. We love all you guys. And maybe this is a huge wake-up call.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons.
Listen, I will say this too. I think if like kids
Yoink.
see this, and like they're watching NHL players, I think maybe they're more prone to wear one
Big
too.
time.
You know what
well,
I mean?
listen, your kid has no say if you say you're wearing a fucking net guard.
Yeah.
Until he gets
really
old.
I heard more parents, man, even parents of like, young kids who are like, I don't know, my son won't wear one.
I don't give a fuck.
Like, dude, come on.
You put one on.
You put one on.
Yeah, you're damn right.
You got to wear it.
Remember, like, when you were young, you didn't wear a jock? You're like, no, you wear a fucking jock. It's uncomfortable. You wear a jock.
I never heard that one.
You never had to wear one. But
I
I'm
did wear
telling
one.
you, it was uncomfortable at the beginning, and you're like, no. You'll know once you get hit. But when you're a kid, like the jock thing was a fucking.
They don't even wear those anymore.
They don't wear them in football.
It's the short. No, they don't. They don't
Isn't
wear.
that fucked
They
up?
don't wear cups.
I know.
In the NFL.
I know.
And maybe college. I would think high school kids are. When I played football, defensive back cam, and I played a little wing back as well. I always wore one. Even back when I played for the Bonham Blue
You were
Devils
smoking,
back in the day.
Dude. Of course, you needed all the protection.
But can you believe in football they don't wear a cup?
I worked with the guy TJ Moe. He's like, played Missouri, really good player. I go, you don't wear a fucking jock? He's like, no, you're a slot receiver, and you're cutting across, taking hits every fucking time.
I think they wear a jock.
And they're coming at you.
They don't wear the cup.
No. Yeah, okay, but the cup is the protection.
Yeah, right.
The jock is to keep your balls in line.
Right.
No, you wear. I just couldn't believe it. Even like a piece of the helmet coming at you, trying to tackle you. Somebody's hand, somebody's knee, somebody's foot, somebody's anything.
Dude,
you don't put a jock on.
You know what goes down?
You guys are crazy.
You probably don't know this, but what happens at the bottom of a pile, dude?
Dude, I almost drowned one time.
What do you mean?
It was rainy. I was on the bottom of a pile in football. My helmet stuck down. People were on top of me. It was god awful. It
almost
fucked me
drowned.
Up. Yeah, it was wet.
Playing in like deep water.
I played in Eureka, Eureka High School, and my face was clammed down, and people were on top of me like, and it was, I had nightmares after that.
Oh
man.
my God.
Fucking hardcore, man. Fuck football anyway.
You're very soft, very soft.
I know.
Speaking of drowning, dude, Matthew Perry. He's a. Yeah. I remember hearing the stories when the LA Kings won the Stanley Cup. Like they would go party at his house. One of the Stanley Cups, he had the after party, like the after
we
Stanley
hung out
with Matthew Perry.
Yep.
Did you?
In LA. Yep.
Oh, when you were there for the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, and before that.
Yeah, he was a
He's always
huge,
there.
huge part of, the Kings and
Yeah, he
a
loved
big part
hockey.
of their fan base. Man, he was tight with a lot of players.
Fuck, he made a ton of money too from friends. Like God Almighty.
Really?
Oh, Andy.
Just from friends?
Oh, fuck, ton of money.
Even back then?
So they did Friends, and they were the biggest thing. They were making $1 million an episode. And then a DVD came out when DVDs were huge, and they've had fucking royalties on that. And then the Netflix stuff and whatnot. Like, he was making shit tons of money from that. But he was partying, dude. and he had demons.
He did.
Big time demons. Yeah. And so how I look at it, like I'm not
painkillers and stuff, dude.
So why, like that's why you have it's easy to have a heart attack when you're hitting painkillers up, and all of a sudden you're cold and you get into hot water and you're eating those things, your heart just stops, man. But he had demons. But he was supposed to be an awesome guy. He was always nice to us, all the hockey guys, man. He was cool. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Did he invent sarcasm? No. Did he invent sarcasm? No. Because Norm Macdonald would have
Who
something to do with
said he
that.
invented that?
He did.
Oh, he said he invented that?
I think Lorne Michaels one time, they were in a meeting at Saturday Night Live, and Lorne Michaels was like, we got Matthew Perry coming on. He invented the sarcasm. And Norm Macdonald's like, no, he didn't. Norm Macdonald's like, no, I think I was before him with different things.
So Norm Macdonald is the one who invented sarcasm. Well, I didn't know this was like a thing. I don't think Norm Macdonald invented it either.
No, but like, okay, but he was before Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry made it funny to be that way, but fucking Norm was doing it before him, and then guys were doing it before that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But that was tragic. 54 years old, man. That's pretty young. Yeah. Pretty damn young.
But apparently he's had like several run-ins in the past.
$9 million in 3 years he spent
on treatment. Really?
Yeah. Well, he didn't go to the Illinois Recovery Center because all these celebrities, they go out to the fucking Malibu, and they're hanging out with. There's hot chicks in there, and there's other fucking celebrities, and everybody's jonesing, and everybody's got like a secret little thing where they're fucking hit their coke or whatever they need to do. It's not real, right? Yeah. Some of those places, you're spending so much fucking money, dude. You just need to go get it done. You need to suck it up. Doesn't have to be a beautiful place. Doesn't have to be looking over the ocean. You go to a place and you listen to what they tell you, and you do it for yourself, and you fucking suck it up and you get through it without any other distractions. And it's hard to do that when you're probably out there with other celebrities and shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. $9 million.
He had to have like 12 stomach surgeries after his last, I think he's been found like unconscious and stuff like that in the past.
Yep.
So again, man, a lot of people hurting right now in this world, man, for different reasons,
Hey, it ain't good right now for a lot, in many different ways. It's just not. It's not. It's kind of chaotic throughout the world. And you go through these different things, you know what I mean, in our lifetime. We've been up and down, and there's, the Iraq War, and then it kind of calmed down, and nothing really happened, and other things pop up, this, that, and the other. So, we're going to go through different things, man. There's always going to be war, Andy.
Yeah.
There's always going to be war.
Always.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Territory, religion, absolutely. Oil, whatnot. Usually land and religion that starts everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
Land is a big issue.
Big time.
Yeah.
Territory and
religion is a big issue as
Territory
well.
And
that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, big time. With Hamas and Israel. Yeah. You're damn right.
I'm glad you have your scarf on, dude.
That was cold.
I mean, Cam thinks it's like January over here.
It's cold.
Might be too cold on Halloween just to even have my fire outside.
It might be rainy. I mean, it's going to be 43 degrees.
I don't know if it's going to be rainy. It was rainy all weekend.
Yeah, if it's 43 degrees, you're okay. Just put a fire
Ty was in a hockey tournament outside, dude. It was an outdoor tournament, and it was very cold. Very cold. It was like
where was that?
Here in St. Louis.
Oh, okay. It's Centene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The barn, they call it. The haunted barn.
Oh, that's the easiest place to play. It's like the beautiful.
It's like the nicest
arena.
Outdoor rink ever.
Yeah, it's not like Cahokia back in the day. We used to skate at this place in Cahokia back in the early 90s, man. And it was just getting going. And they had like a chicken wire with hepatitis A through Z flowing through it. Ugh. It was god-awful. Cahokia. My dad's like, I go, Dad, where are we skating today? Where's our practice? He's like, fuck. Like fucking Cahokia.
You had practice out there?
Yeah.
Really?
Cahokia.
They had no blue lines on the ice.
They didn't have anything.
They had no
chicken
blue
wire
lines.
with hepatitis.
It was like chain link fence, so they had no plexiglass.
God.
People would throw cigarettes on the ice. And
Yeah,
we were in a tournament, dude. We lost in the final. Again, the referees. I hate to.
Yeah, I know.
I had to be very careful because I went and spoke to the refs afterwards. I didn't go in the referee room. They were just standing there.
Is that frowned upon?
Well, some people made it so, you got to be careful, when you go, talk to a ref.
Are you talking when you played or when you were coaching?
No, the other day. I wasn't even coaching or playing, but I just was asked the referee afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
What happened.
Oh, yeah, you were bitching about that last episode.
Last episode, but then it happened again now.
Oh, really?
We scored a goal, and the referee just said no goal. He thought the goalie saved it. It went in and out. It was an obvious goal. It's on live barn or whatever.
What do you say to him, though?
I said, hey, what happened on that play? Because honestly, you're
It's
watching.
nice and easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I said,
okay.
you guys, I even told him, I said, you guys did a great job.
Yeah.
He's probably like 14 years old, dude. I
Oh,
swear to
I
God.
know.
Maybe 15.
He's just trying to do his thing.
And it was a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
It's a championship game. I told you, even at like 7, 8 years old, man, it matters to these kids. Like, you score a goal, it should count. The whole place is like cheering. Everyone's celebrating on the ice. It's so odd. It wasn't like a scrum in front where you couldn't tell. It was like a shot that went in and came out. Like, everybody in the world saw it, except this referee.
Like, totally.
So we ended up losing 2-1.
Yeah, but you didn't do anything. You didn't. That's all you said to him, right?
Oh, yeah.
No one else was
oh, my
chirping that
God,
for-
because
I'm
I was
just
so
asking.
cognizant of it. I know, number one, you're on Live Barn.
Yeah, yeah.
Number two, it's not in my personality to be like, what are you doing? I've seen too much of that over the years, and I think
too.
Anybody who attacks a young referee is a fucking loser.
You're a weirdo.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, you go after a young referee after the game, you've got problems. So I just asked him, hey, what'd you
That's
see?
nothing wrong with that.
You know, and he didn't get it right, but he made a mistake, and I wasn't going to sit there and argue with him. I wasn't going to change anything.
Did he admit to the mistake?
No.
He's like, I didn't see it.
No, he said, no, he had it covered. I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah, well, after it came out of the net,
Yeah.
it hit the back. That's what happens. The puck hits the net and it comes out. Then you put your glove over it.
That's still a lesson to be learned to the kids too. Like, sometimes shit happens. It does. And it's going to happen again and again and again and again.
I know. But that should not happen. I told you, referees, man, they all want everyone just to be like, hey, like they're like little hi, referee, we love you no matter what you do. We're just so happy you're here. We don't want to lose refs. We need more referees. So we got to be so nice to the refs. There's signs everywhere. And I agree. Like, you don't need to be screaming at the refs during the game. It's not my style to do that either.
But it's good to go ask them. Like, did that not go in?
But dude, you got to try. You got to put forth some effort. Otherwise, don't be a referee.
You're still paying money.
You're still getting paid.
And you're still paying money for trying to play in these tournaments too. So
just make the right call. You're not going to make all the right calls. You may miss a penalty. I don't care if you never call penalties, to be honest with you. They don't even call penalties at that age.
Yeah.
And the half-ice games. Full ice games, they will.
Yeah, we did you watch the Heritage Classic?
I didn't watch too much of it.
Nickelback sang.
Connor McDavid's calling him one of the greatest bands of all time.
It just shows like
Nickelback.
they're so out of touch.
It's like you can listen. I love all y'all in Canada,
too,
man,
man.
but you guys have no. You've been so deprived, man. You got ketchup chips. There's so many things you have that we don't have, But it's
like what else?
Canada.
What do they have that we don't have? Go ahead and explain.
They got a lot of
what?
Outdoor rinks. They got butter tarts.
What do they have?
Very nice people. I mean, they're very nice.
What do they have that we don't?
They have less crime than we have.
Okay. They have less people.
And they're very nice people. They've got a lot of hockey going on, a lot of maple syrup, butter tarts.
They got poontang.
Ketchup chips, poutang.
I tell you what, dude, I remember living up there, and
dude,
I was dating a girl, and she ate poontang.
Oh, God.
And that gravy, and she's like, hot, good-looking girl. I mean, no, okay. It is Windsor and whatnot. And I'm like trying to wheel her, and she's like, I'm like, oh.
Gross, man.
I'm like, she's going to be farting soon.
Ow.
I know.
Soon.
I'm like, get me out of here.
Oh,
it was a turnoff.
God, that would be a major turnoff.
I know.
I hate to
crushing fries and gravy.
I don't want to be rude like that, but I don't like it when I'm around anybody who's just eating like that. And especially on a date with a woman, she's just pounding,
she's pounding food. She's like, I'm hungry. Yeah. She's like, you can eat that. You're certainly like, no, you could have all that.
I was in a meeting the other day, and the lady was she's like, you want any Halloween candy? I was like, no, I'm okay. We're just here for the meeting.
Did you say I don't eat anything?
I know, and she's just cracking it open. She's just chowing. I mean, it kept
like paydays and
so
stuff.
She can't talk because she's got caramel in her teeth the whole time.
Ooh.
I'm like, let's just get through the meeting. But Canada has a lot to offer. Okay, they got a lot going on.
It's a beautiful country, man.
But the one thing they're just lacking is just sometimes some street smarts and evidently maybe some music. I mean, to say Nickelback is one of the greatest bands ever of all time,
come on,
and then to follow it up by say I really mean that. Come on, Connor. Like, I know you spent a lot of time shooting pucks as a kid, dude. But there's a whole world out here for
Chad
you to
Kroger's
see.
actually a really big hockey fan, man. So I don't want to chirp
they're
him at all.
huge hockey fans. I'm not saying they're not good. They haven't had some good songs.
They got a bad stigma about them.
They're kind of like Green Day to me, or one of those type of bands. You know what I'm saying?
Green Day, they're all right. I always thought Billy Joel, whatever the fuck his name was from like England, but he's from San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
He chirped U.S. in some of the songs and stuff like that. I'm like, okay.
Did he?
Yeah.
Billy Joel?
Yeah, he's just.
You got to give an example. You can't just
song's
throw
called
that out there.
Fuck America or whatever it was.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay, well, you're making a lot of money here. You know what I mean? Like, he's done pretty good for you. And we're not perfect either, by any fucking stretch of imagination, but I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
So
hell no.
Everyone's giving me trouble in our studio at work because like I said I would never go to the bathroom in the studio. Like there's a bathroom in the studio where where
women are like in there doing their makeup and stuff. And they're taking dumps right there. Well, that's go find a fucking handicap bathroom.
And so they're like, you would? I'm like, dude, I would never do that.
No.
When there's people who are standing 10 feet from you.
There's bathrooms all over the place in the underbelly of Enterprise
I'd go
Center.
find my own secret little
You don't
spot.
really go to the bathroom either, though. Like, you don't take dumps much. Like, once a week, maybe. You know, you'll get the kale out of you. But, like, another one, again, like, I always said this, too. Like, when playing, like, would turn me off to fucking hanging with swinging dicks every fucking day. Like, you're in these locker rooms, and there's literally the guys are taking a disgusting, protein, nasty-filled shit. And then somebody's waiting in line.
Right after
and they come out, give me that newspaper. And he goes in there and he shits in a warm seat, and it's just got you're basically eating the shit. Yeah. It's coming up from underneath, and you're eating it, basically.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, how the fuck do you guys do that? I'll go find that handicap bathroom. I'll find
the
women's
I'll wait
bathroom.
till I get home. Do you know when I was a kid, I never went at school, ever?
No, the kids didn't. A lot of kids didn't. It's horrible.
And I would never go at a friend's house either.
They got a basement. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Dude, I went to a gas station
I get
the
it.
other day.
Oh, God. You'll go at a gas station?
I live 45 miles from my house, Andy. I have to do something.
You know where you go? I told you my secret. You find the nicest hotel, dude, next to you.
There's no hotels.
So on road
no
trips,
way,
like I'll like Google like a Ritz-Carlton or a Four Seasons or something like that. And then
Don't do that in New York. They won't even let you in there.
We'll find one on the way.
If you're in New York City and you're a beer drinker like me and your buddies are driving you around, and I'm like, I gotta piss. They're like, you gotta do it on the fucking street. I go, what? They go, you can't go anywhere and take a piss in New York City. Like you try to go into a hotel in New York, they won't let you piss in the lobby because the bathrooms now are located like the floor up where you have to have a key to get in there. And so they don't want fucking randos coming in taking dumps and leaving. So I get that, but if you're in New York City and you're pissing, you got to piss. Yeah. Like that's why everybody goes on the street.
I don't even want that gas station key. They give you that nasty key that is just filled with germs. I was talking to some of the hockey dads that like on road trips they'll have their kid like piss in like a cup in the car.
And that's just
because they don't want
they
don't want to pull over. I'm like, you just got to pull over.
I'm a chewer. It's not good, but it's all good.
What do you got going on there, Grizzly?
Grizz. It's getting expensive too, but I remember
there's kids watching, dude.
Listen, no offense, but if your fucking kids are watching, I'm sorry, okay? Like, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to cater to a 7-year-old, but it's all good. But I remember, like, my buddy who's a concrete worker, and he picks me up in 110-degree weather. Shit kicking, concrete working motherfucker. And I get in his car, his big truck, his big diesel, and we're going to go golf. I throw a chew in, and I kind of scurry in the bottom of, like where my seat is, and I grab like a milk jug. I'm like, okay. And this is 110-degree weather out in St. Louis. Just remember this. I open this milk jug to spit in it. I go, and he's dying, Jason, dying laughing. I go, I start sweating. Like, oh God. That's his pisser. Ugh. I know.
Gross.
He didn't even tell me. In a milk jug. And right when I opened it, I put my lips on it, Andy.
Oh, my God.
God. I almost killed him.
Oh, I would think about it.
I almost killed him. No, it fucked me. Yeah. I started sweating real bad, like, help me. Fucked me up.
That's pretty gross.
Oh, yeah. Well, chewing's gross. But it is what it is.
Speaking of the Oilers and the Flames, like they're like both terrible right now. It was like the Battle of Alberta.
Yeah.
The battle of like two terrible teams. Calgary is like Calgary's the worst team I've seen play this season.
They're bad. I like that Zadorov though, man.
I like him. I take him. But they got a bunch of dogs, a bunch of guys making a lot of money. They don't do anything. They all complained about Daryl. And listen, I wasn't the big Daryl fan either, and I felt like he was an issue, and probably led to them losing a couple of those guys. Although who knows? I don't know if he wasn't there, if Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau stay up there in Calgary. But
I doubt
they just cried about Daryl being too tough. Now they've got this coach who looks like he's probably pretty easygoing, like the exact opposite. Craig Conroy is a pretty player-friendly guy as a general manager.
Yep.
Like, how are they going to control this now? Like, you got one guy who it's too hard for you. Now you're taking advantage of the environment that's probably pretty easy.
Yeah.
They're terrible, dude.
They're bad.
They are the worst team and I know San Jose is the worst team. They may not win, I don't know, are they going to win 12 games this season? Maybe they won't win 15 games. But at least and everyone else knows that they're not trying to win and that they are in a rebuild and they've got good players who are coming. Calgary thinks they're good. They pay players as if they're ready to compete. They pay players as if they're a contending team, yet they perform like a bunch of losers. They are a losing team. You watch them play, they look like a losing product. The effort is losing. The body language is losing body language. So, and Edmonton's dealt with a lot of that as well, they're finding a way to, at least they've won 5 playoff series or whatever over the course of the last couple of years.
They have.
They've got McDavid and Draisaitl. I would never accuse either of those two players for not caring. They want to win more than anybody. They've got no help in reality. Got a couple players here and there, but they're not good enough to really get it done. Calgary is just, you got to tell it like it is, man. They are what they are.
And they got some cats making some coin, too.
Real coin.
Kadri, how's his numbers look right now?
Not good.
Not good. How's Huberdeau doing?
Not good.
Not good.
I don't even notice Huberdeau.
I don't notice him.
It's like, dude, I know you're probably upset you're not in Florida, but once they put that offer on the table, which they shouldn't have done, signing players to these massive contract extensions, and I like Weegar. Mackenzie Weegar, man, I don't mind. I'd take his ass. I really would. I'd take a couple of their other defensemen. Zadorov, you mentioned.
Yeah, I like him.
Noah Hannafin. I'd take Noah Hannafin.
Yeah. What's Zadorov make? 4.5? Is it 4.5?
I don't even know if it's that high.
It's okay.
We'll have to check that out.
Then I totally would take him.
No, but he's a hitter. He plays hard.
Yeah,
and he's calling out his teammates.
He's real.
He's real, man.
I don't mind that.
So I don't mind Zadorov, Hannafin, like I mentioned. Some of these other guys, man, Weegar. I don't mind their defense. But the forwards, if you had the give a shit meter, if you had it going, nobody has a lower give a shit meter right now than the Calgary Flames.
And I like Kadri was and I don't really care for Evander Kane or Kadri, to be completely honest with you. The victim Kadri, go fuck yourself. But he's chirping Evander Kane, Evander Kane had a pretty damn good game, and he's like, get the puck. The puck doesn't want you. The puck doesn't want you. And I remember people saying that to me back in the day. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
What does that mean?
It means you suck and the puck doesn't want you. It's bouncing all over your stick and you can't control the puck because you're not a good player. Mm-hmm. You should probably heard that too a couple times. But I certainly did. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. But Evander Kane, he looked pretty fucking good in that game. He's hitting guys, doing his thing, and Kadri's chirping him. I'm like, I think he's got more points than you.
Kadri, I don't know what he's done in the last game or two, but he had I think 1 assist through seven games, something like that.
You better figure out your own game, boy. Mm-hmm. You better figure it out. You're making a lot of money too.
So you start paying guys. See, this is why if I was a GM, I would never commit to a player without having seen him play for me.
Yeah. For
at least a couple of months. You know what I'm saying?
That kind of money?
They're just paying the Huberdeaus and the Weegars and all these guys, and I like Weegar, like I said. I don't mind him. Actually playing okay. But you start paying Huberdeau, you don't even know the guy. But you're trying to save face, you're trying to win the PR, and I know the GM who signed him is no longer there. He's now in Toronto, Brad Treliving, and I like Brad. But, they took so much heat, and they got absolutely killed for losing Johnny Hockey and for losing Matthew Tkachuk. And everyone's like, oh, well, Calgary won the trade. Look, they got this guy who had 115 points. Yeah. And they're like, we're just going to go ahead and sign these guys to massive deals.
Massive.
And now you're stuck with them. You can't move them, and they're playing like dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. What's Huberdeau making, like 10?
Dude, something crazy.
10?
Why are you always asking me these questions?
Well, is it 10-5?
It's
You're the guy.
It's a lot.
Aren't you the guy?
It's a lot.
Sorry.
It's a lot.
Like,
now we're on video.
Let me ask you something else. Let me ask you about the war that's going on. But no, it's just. But they were in a perfect spot to get signed, and Kadri was too. Kadri just came off of a hell of a series and multiple series, winning the Stanley Cup, doing his thing. He thought maybe he was going to go somewhere else, and Kadri was like, "No, we need to fill a couple holes here. We'll pay you out." But it just doesn't seem like it's working right now up in Alberta.
The Battle of Alberta.
Cold as shit. Cold as shit up there.
Who's worse?
Who's worse with what? As far
That's
as what?
the Battle of Alberta.
Yeah, who's worse? Yeah, exactly.
10.5 for Huberdeau.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Kadri making 7.
Yeah. That's okay, but he's getting older too.
He's playing like a dog.
I know. And he's chirping everybody else on the ice. Like, worry about your own game first. The puck doesn't like you.
Mackenzie Weegar.
He's like, I just had the puck for fucking 20 minutes.
He got an 8-year deal at 6.25. But, they're missing Rasmus Anderson. I don't mind him either. Yeah. I like Zadorov. Told you I like Hanifin.
Who else has been a disappointment for you so far? What team's been a disappointment for you?
There's
a couple of them out there. Who's been a disappointment?
Well, tell me who's been disappointing.
I'm trying to think. I think those two teams are certainly up there.
No, there's been more surprises, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh maybe a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Pittsburgh. I thought maybe Pittsburgh would come out with a little more juice.
Jersey at the beginning, but then Jack Hughes is like, no, dude, I'll be the best player in the world.
Jersey looks pretty damn good.
They look pretty good now, but at the beginning, he was doing everything.
I guess.
Everything. It was a little worrisome.
He may be the best player in the world right now.
Right now he is.
Jack Hughes is, I'm not saying he is the best player, but he is the best player right now.
For his team, for sure.
He looks like the best player in like a roller hockey game where all he does is have all this time and space. No one's ever near him. He's got the puck the entire time.
Yeah, I know.
He makes it look so easy and so effortless. He has become, right now, my favorite player to watch in the NHL. And how cool would it be if he all of a sudden is up for the Hart and then his brother's up for the Norris, dude?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, that Quinn Hughes is unbelievable, too.
He is really good. That's a good surprise for Vancouver, too.
Vancouver,
they're pretty damn good.
And they've got good players, and so that would be one maybe that I'd throw in that category. Vancouver, and they should have beat the Rangers the other night, too. They lost in overtime, but if you look at the goals the Rangers scored, they had a couple of 5-on-3s. They scored a 3-on-3 goal. And they didn't really do anything against Vancouver 5-on-5. Vancouver's got some players. And I know the Blues got smoked against them the other night, but they've got legit players. They got a goaltender. They've got star power up front. They got star power on the back end.
Yeah.
They've got speed.
I like them.
They got a little bit of everything, and they play hard, man.
And I root for their fans, too, man. They've been through fucking terrible years. Good God. Drama, fucking coaches in and out. Like, good. Barbecue Brews gone. Fucking Travis Green, this, that, and the other. Like, figure it out.
Yeah.
That's a huge fucking fan base, man. And they haven't seen a lot, certainly lately. Like, fucking figure it out.
I said it at the time when
sticking out for you guys.
When they brought in Tocchet, that this was like the best thing they could have done. I mean, I like the whole Barbecue Bruce, like he's a nice guy and everything, but it wasn't working.
He wasn't holding a locker room together.
It wasn't working. Like, you better have somebody with some legit presence back there right now. And I'm not saying Boudreaux didn't have it or didn't have it earlier in his career, his coaching career.
Yeah.
But Tocchet brings that.
Tocchet tells you do something, you listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He'll sit you. He'll call you out. He'll call you out in front of the media, too.
Yoink.
Sorry.
I got a First Form energy drink right now. This is a new one. This is the Tropic Lightning. It's pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good?
Yeah, really good.
Good. Good for you. Don't steal my shit. Create your own. It's all good.
The Flyers are a little bit of a surprise, too, because they're winning games
they
also.
Are.
Although, Torts, man, you keep taking shots. Every time you say this, I think you're talking about Kevin Hayes or a couple of the guys who left. When he keeps saying we had to, like, change the culture a little bit and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude.
You think of Provenov and Hayes?
You don't have to say that all the time. Yeah, maybe.
Well, it's just an easy thing to say that
I know.
we're different.
It's like, whatever, dude. It's like a week into the season. Didn't they get off to a great start last year, too?
I think so.
That's why everyone wants to crown the Red Wings. You want to crown the Flyers, these teams that are probably playing better than they should be right now. Just give it some time.
It'll even itself out.
And then we'll see where it's at. If Detroit's playing like this at Christmas time or in January, then I'm going to be like, hell yeah, because they're fun to watch. I like watching the Red Wings.
I think 10, 12 games in, you kind of know what you are in a way. there's things to be fixed and you can fix. But 10, 12 games in, you're like, yeah, I kind of know where you're at. What kind of team we are.
10, 12 games in, really?
Yeah, 10, 12 games
Maybe.
in. You're damn right. You kind of start figuring out, all right, we kind of know where we're at, in my opinion.
Are you dressing up for Halloween?
No, I don't think I'm going to do anything.
What do you mean?
Because it's going to be
Oh,
raining.
I thought you were going to come over.
I was going to go to my dad's house.
No, I was going to invite you guys over if you
Dude,
want
I'm
to
not
come
going to your
over
house
for
for that.
Halloween.
I'm not going to
I meant to bring you some Halloween candy. I had some left over from last year.
I don't need your...
I found all this Halloween candy from last year. That's still good.
Are your kids allowed to eat candy?
Yeah.
Good for them. Just curious.
You know what I'm worried about on Halloween? Everyone's like, are you worried about, like having your kids like trick or treat? Like if the boogeyman is out there or something like that.
There is boogeymans. You can chirp all you want, but there's fucking real
oh my
life
God.
boogeymans.
Like that dude in Maine.
Yes, just like the dude in Maine.
He's a
just like Jerry
boogeyman.
Sandusky. Just like a fucking shit ton of other guys. So yeah, they're there.
Okay.
So don't be aloof.
All right.
Like, hey, Chloe, go do your thing, Chloe. Who's picking you up good? What?
Okay.
No, don't be aloof.
They're boogeymen.
You worry me sometimes.
But listen.
What do you do?
My number one concern on Halloween, you want to know what it is? What do you think it is?
I would say
Number one concern. Tighten your scarf. This guy's like it's snowing outside.
You're bad at chirping. I would say the number one thing for Chloe would be letting her go off with her friends by herself and worrying about that.
No, that's not it.
Then what is it, Andy?
That's not it.
What is it? Like,
this guy. You're trying to like come up
What
with
is
something.
it?
Cars.
You getting hit by a car?
Yeah.
Okay, God, yeah. Jesus, what are they, walking in the fucking highway?
Dude.
Are they walking on the highway?
You ever see these cars that are cruising through
Dude,
the
it's
streets?
Halloween. You fucking usually just, if there's so many kids everywhere,
Tell
cars
the people
flying
who
down.
are driving down in these neighborhoods.
You tell them. They don't do that in my neighborhood.
No,
We'll put our fucking foot down.
Cam's neighborhood is all like,
older people?
yeah, like your
Older,
neighbors
wealthy people?
and everything.
It's a
Your
compliment.
next door neighbors.
It's a compliment.
I've seen that old lady who lives next to you.
I don't live in the poor part of my area by any means. Because if I did, it'd be in a trailer.
Who's that old?
I'm way out there.
Who's that old lady who lives next
Don't
to you?
say that. Why are you such a dick? Making fun of an older lady. Get out of here. She's a lovely person, and they do listen to the podcast.
Do you know there's people out there that take advantage of old people?
Of course I do.
I'm dealing with
They get fucking beaten in these
old folks' homes.
Yes,
I know.
They get fucking tortured.
Yeah, like Billy Madison. You
I
see
know.
that movie?
No, that was more like
Happy Gilmore. I mean,
come on, Andy. Yeah,
Happy
I
Gilmore.
know. No, that legit happens where, like a fucking one of the nurses will come and like smack somebody around and stuff like that.
So
It's
my
horrible.
mom, who just turned like 75, 74. Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
Getting up there. It's okay. Why don't you hang out with her a little more?
I
Do you
will.
call her all the time?
Yes,
you?
every day.
Do you?
I do.
I'm asking.
Just to make sure she's all right and everything.
Yeah, I would say, hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Yeah, I do.
Did you listen to this? Did you listen to that?
Yoink.
You need to stop. Create something. It's easy.
I'm very creative.
Like with
I'm
what?
very
What did you
creative.
create?
Well, I brought my own little skull.
That's not.
My own Halloween cup today.
I like that actually. I got one of those myself.
I know.
Actually, I got vodka.
You were a little jealous about it when I brought it in.
I did. But I
'Cause
do.
Cam gets mad when I,
when you do
have
what?
things that he doesn't have.
Like what?
Okay.
Children?
No, like
I don't want that.
Mm.
But no, did you guys? By the way, did you see? You know what a dirty play is?
Oh,
It fucking pisses me
Makar?
off. Yes, that I fucking hate. Like, there's ways to play that. He kind of got his stick jammed up
that
a
was
little bit.
Okposo.
I know, and I like him too. Like he's been around a long time. He's the
Yeah.
leader of that team, whatnot. But those plays are fucking scary, dude. Going 100 miles an hour into an unmovable object like that. Is he okay?
He came back and played. I think, in the
because
third
like
period.
fuck, you gotta either pin him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get jammed up
Don't
5
push
feet.
him
before-
from,
yeah, you
you
get
know,
him
5
jammed up
feet
5
from the
feet from the
wall,
wall. That's
yeah.
fucking dangerous,
Yeah.
man. Hits from behind, stuff like that. That's dangerous.
It is
That's not a
dangerous.
freak play.
No.
That happens consistently. You can't get jammed up.
Yeah.
Get a step ahead and pin him.
Yeah.
Or cut him off the other way.
Can I say this though? Because getting back to that tragedy with Adam Johnson.
Yeah.
Like I want to say that play would never happen in the NHL. Like I don't think there's anybody that would do that. Like, do you
I know.
feel like
I know.
players should think twice about going to some of these lesser leagues
No.
around the world? And I know that, but you may have some idiots in these leagues that really, in reality, in the big scheme of things,
saying.
in comparison to the NHL, they're not very good. Some of them are, but like, every team's got to have 20 players in the roster, and you got several players on each roster in that league who would never sniff the NHL.
Yeah, but they played college. They played.
I'm just asking.
10 times higher level than anybody that we even like. Way higher percentage. Okay. Yeah, big time. Nah.
So I'm asking.
I'm saying if you go up to Quebec League, that's a different story.
Oh my God!
The English League is
it's
good.
Legit, you're saying?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely, man. I never had a problem one time. Like shit, I was the one that was scary, and I was an NHLer. Andy's eating on camera again, which is really cool because he hasn't eaten in 3 days, but that's fine. But
it's noon.
Yeah, but you're eating. That's such a rookie ass. Listen, can I say something? Andy wouldn't even let somebody talk on his radio show. Wouldn't even give him a sniff. And especially if they fucking ate in front of the camera, that is a no-go in the radio game.
We're doing this a little later at Half Coast Studios.
Just fucking eat on the way here. That is
I can't eat till
rude
noon.
As shit.
I can't eat till noon, though.
It's rude. God, that's such a fucking...
And it's a First Form energy bar, dude. It's cookie dough. It's my favorite flavor.
I mean, come on, though. It's all good, but no, to answer your question...
It's a sponsor.
I don't want people to be like, I can't go over to the English League and play. No, that place, it's fucking great. It truly, truly is.
All right.
Especially Nottingham.
Fair question.
Nothing. Like, the tough guys are tough, man, and they're going to go. And everybody else is pretty fucking skilled. They really, really are. It's a good league. It is a good league. And you get your education over there. The travel's not bad. The people in Britain are fucking hilarious and fun. Beer drinking.
That
cool.
wasn't the topic. I'm
tying everything.
The question.
Well, the question is like, if somebody gonna karate chop you in the fucking head with their skates on, I'm gonna say that doesn't happen much. Yeah, it just did happen. That was a fucking weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. No, people are fucking pretty honest over there. Mm-hmm. Now it's been 7 years. I don't know the game. The game's changed a little bit. Probably for the better since I played there.
You played 7 years ago?
Yeah.
You've only been retired for 7 years?
Only? That's a long time.
I feel like you've been retired for way longer than that.
I don't know if that's a compliment, but Andy usually doesn't throw compliments out to anybody, so I'm guessing you're chirping.
I am not chirping you.
You always chirp. It's never a compliment.
I felt like you retired longer than that. Mm-hmm. You're fresh out of the game.
7 years?
That's kind of
fresh. That's Ty's age.
Yeah.
Yeah. I retired when Ty was born, when, Taylor Hall was over here when you were gone.
Mm.
And he was conceived when you were on the road. And that was a long time ago, Andy. So, take that in perspective.
Okay.
So, but yeah, the English League is cool as hell, man. It is. This was
I'm
a
just
fucked
asking,
up thing.
dude.
No, I agree. I get that question. It's not chaos, dude. It's not chaos.
Do you think that guy should ever play again?
I didn't like what he did, man. I'm not.
You think he should be kicked out of the game?
Listen, I need to hear from this motherfucker.
What do you think?
I need to hear from him.
I bet you he'll never play again. I don't know how
can you?
He's going to be able to overcome that.
If he's a normal person, you know what he should be doing right now? Sitting in the fucking corner of his house, crying to himself, shivering, like, what the fuck did I do?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. You killed somebody.
I don't wish that upon anybody.
No, man, but, imagine you did that to somebody. You'd be fucked in the head, dude. You'd be fucked in the head so bad.
Yeah.
That would mess you up so bad. I don't know what he's doing. I do want to hear from him. I want to hear his side.
What's the word on him?
It's supposed to be...
Do we know his name or anything?
He's a big dude. He, I heard he got suspended a bunch for abuse of officials and stuff.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah. Yep.
I hope you're accurate with that.
I'm pretty. I believe so. You guys could bash me all you want.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. It ain't
Dude,
good.
It
ain't good, Andy. It ain't good.
I've never seen anything like that.
It pisses me off now. I think about it and I get angry about it.
What team was that in the red? Do you know?
Sheffield.
Is that
their
a
big rivalry? Yep, right down the road, hour away. Beautiful little fucking town, industrial town, in the rolling hills of England. It's
he went to University of Minnesota Duluth. Played with a lot of NHLers.
Adam did. Yes.
Played with Pionk. Played with Iafallo.
Oh, really? Yeah, he played around, man. He got a
played
sniff.
with a bunch of dudes. I mean, he only had 13 NHL games, I believe. All with the Penguins.
Yeah, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen from this whole thing. The net guard situation. Is this kid ever going to play again? It just, again, it wasn't a hockey move, dude. Mm-hmm. And the more I look at it, the more nefarious it looks.
Nefarious?
Yes.
What are you, Stephen A. Smith?
What?
What's nefarious
Stephen
mean?
A. Smith.
He uses some bigger words.
You love that shit.
Oh, you don't like Stephen A. now?
I don't give a fuck.
He's annoying me, actually.
Fucking annoying.
He's getting called out by players and stuff like that.
For what?
Saying stupid shit.
Oh, remember like he
fights with them.
He tried to fucking.
He's got like drama all the time.
You see Stephen A. Smith like, these guys are so out of touch. Where they're like,
what does that mean?
Stephen A. Smith's like, I know how to throw punches, and they showed a video of him throwing punches on a punching bag. He looked like a fucking moron.
What did that mean to your hand?
Sometimes you're a cornerback, you intercepted things. Like sometimes when you're in that situation, you have an inflated view of how you were as an athlete. Mm-hmm. Stephen A. Smith is breaking literally Chirps Hockey. Chirps Hockey, like they're in New York. They're asking what team in New York most likely is going to make the playoffs. And they're like, either this, that, and somebody said that the Rangers. And he's like, we don't talk hockey, we talk baseball here. And then
baseball? He doesn't talk baseball.
Yeah, he does. And then he goes out there and throws the first pitch, and he throws it like this.
Oh my God.
I talk sports. I break down sports. I'm going to talk about baseball.
Dude.
You don't know how to throw a ball.
He couldn't throw.
This is a guy probably teaching your kid baseball.
I said on Twitter, I said, you can never chirp another athlete
You can't. You don't know how to throw a ball. That's fucking embarrassing. We knew how to throw a ball when you're 2 years old. The first thing you do is throw a ball.
Everybody throws a ball.
Except for him. He threw it like this. Like Fauci did.
Dude.
And then Bush.
Fauci threw out the first pitch?
Oh, God.
To which game?
Yeah, but he's an old man.
Which game?
Washington, probably.
Probably threw it right down the middle.
No, he didn't.
Probably like a heater. He could throw a two-seamer, probably.
That's your boy. Anyway.
Dude, there's a lot of controversy, by the way, over the WNBA MVP voting.
Don't give a fuck.
I'm just telling you.
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, there's some people that are upset.
They don't give a fuck.
So the girl who, from the team that won.
Which team is that?
I think it was
the Aces.
The Liberty, I believe.
How was their parade?
Was it the Liberty?
Oh, was it Liberty?
So they probably had hundreds of thousands of people. Probably millions.
Billions.
Probably broke records is what I'm thinking.
Billions.
For a parade. But dude, the girl who got slighted, she wore a shirt with the vote total on the back of the T-shirt.
They act more important than what they are.
So her last name, I think, was Asa.
Don't care.
A-S-A, I believe.
Just don't appreciate.
She's got a unbelievable
just
game.
Don't act too cool.
No, great vision, great on-court.
Don't act like you're so important.
Great
you're not.
On-court vision.
It's not.
She can go to her right. She can go to her left. She can post up.
Dunk.
She can dunk.
No, she can't.
Oh yeah,
I've seen their dunks. Somebody sent you a little highlight reel.
Oh, I get a lot of them, and
keep sending them the highlight reels.
I appreciate everyone who reaches out to me with some WNBA highlights.
I will give a shout out to Frankie Ngannou, who is a UFC heavyweight champion from fucking middle of Africa. Went through hell and back. Big Frankie.
What happened
awesome.
to him?
Born in like the Congo.
What does that mean? Is that where they have like
Civil
loose, wild tigers running around?
Horrific poverty. Drinking water problem.
Oh my God.
Horrific civil war going on.
He makes it all the way to the UFC.
He makes it all the way. I think he's from either Congo or somewhere, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, somewhere in Central Africa. Hardcore, crawls out of that, finds a way, goes in the UFC, fucking knocks everybody out. Heavyweight champion, doesn't get paid what he wants to. Dana White's a fucking stickler on that shit. You know, he's a stickler. Now, I do like Dana White, but he's a fucking stickler when it comes to paying guys out. Like, don't get me wrong. The one thing about Jake Paul, I like how he brings awareness to that. I get all that. But Frankie Ngannou's like, fuck you. Like, I'm not going to sign back with the UFC. So Tyson Fury's like, okay, let's have a boxing match. Probably made fucking $20 million on that motherfucker. More than any one of his fucking combined. He made more money in that boxing match than probably all his money combined in the UFC. That just shows you. But boxing's not as fun to watch as MMA. It's just not. Mm-hmm. But he went with Tyson Fury and buckled Tyson Fury one time with a left right across the fucking right behind his head. And if you guys know getting punched, everybody's like, you could when you go on the radio the next day when there's a fight goes on and you talk to people that don't know about fighting, mm-hmm. You're like, that was fake. Tyson Fury faked that. I go, are you fucking dumb? I go, this thing was not fake at all. This ain't fucking Logan Paul and that other dipshit boy.
You think, when everyone came into the ring and started fighting?
All that pussy.
You think that was fake?
Fucking right.
Like WWF?
Yes. But this was not. And Tyson Fury got rocked. he got rocked. He got rocked in the back of the head and went down. And Frankie did a damn good job of boxing against one of the probably the best heavyweight ever.
Really?
Is Tyson
Ever?
Fury. He's one of them. He didn't lose.
Best heavyweight ever?
He's one of the best heavyweights ever.
Better than Tyson?
Yes.
No way.
It depends on how you want to look at it. You want to look
talk,
at wins?
You want to talk some boxing?
You want to look at wins?
Better
like Tyson
than,
Fury's up there. So my point is
better
like
than Holyfield? Better than Muhammad Ali? I mean, this guy is like...
Muhammad Ali's one of the most famous, and he's the most impressive, but he lost too.
Spinks,
St. Louis boy. Dude, they all lost. Tyson hasn't.
George Foreman.
Tyson hasn't. George Foreman was awesome too. He lost. Tyson Fury has not lost. You get that?
You know the name?
Do you get what I'm saying?
George Foreman, all his kids are named George.
Fucking stupid. Did you see George Foreman back in the day, though, when he was like 45 years old? Maybe even shit-kicked 8 guys in a row. Wasn't it like 5 or fucking 8 guys in a row in one night?
In the ring?
In the ring.
Really?
Yes. And he came
Made
up,
a
he
lot
was
of
all
money
overweight,
on that grill.
and he fucking knocked the guy. Like, dude, he was awesome. George Foreman. Then he got into the grill. Hulk Hogan was supposed to do that deal.
Really?
And he turned it down.
The Hulk grill?
He turned it down.
Wow.
Turn that down. Then
Does he have money
his wife
still?
gets banged out.
Does he have money?
Oh, no, he bangs out that guy's wife.
He did?
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
How weird. And it's on camera.
In a hotel.
No, it was at his house.
Oh.
It was at Bubba's house.
Does Hulk still have money?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a TV show and stuff. So Logan Paul, do you know how much money he's making off of this Prime drink?
Yeah, but Prime's getting, I thought they got sued.
No. Prime, let me tell you something right now. These kids, they collect the bottles. They are so into Prime. They got the Glowberry now, where it's like very hard to find. You got to go all over town to try to find the Glowberry because it glows in the dark, you know. They got all the different flavors, dude. Ty is so into this Prime. Little Ivy, she loves the Prime. Chloe did. Chloe grew. No, you can't have that.
Say, like,
yeah.
Hello.
Well, so I asked Ty. I'm like, Ty, he has to tell me which one's the energy drink and which is not.
Well, that was the problem.
You know,
that's why I thought they were getting sued.
Like, Ty, you got to tell me like which one's which. You know.
Yeah, and that's why I think there was something where you couldn't tell the difference, and these kids were drinking the energy tonight, and they're getting sick and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, really? That was happening.
Yeah.
So anyway, he and KSI. You know KSI?
Yeah.
You do? Like who's he?
The black guy that works with him.
Is he like a
He's
influencer?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Dude, they're making billions.
Not billions.
I would think it's going to be close to billions.
Not yet. But
it's like the equivalent of a Gatorade, dude.
Billions. Do you realize what billions is?
Yeah.
Like, do you realize how much $1 billion? They're not there yet.
If you're Gatorade, you're making billions, right?
Gatorade's gigantic.
Yeah, but Prime's taking over. Gatorade is so bad for you. I don't let my kids drink it.
Is Prime that much better? Are you sure about that?
I think I don't know.
Well, why don't you do your research on that? I like how you're very staunch on Gatorade.
No, I read about it.
It's not that good for you.
It's coconut water based.
Okay.
So I think it's better for you. I think it's way less sugar than Gatorade. If my kids drink Gatorade, I get the 0 sugar.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know?
Yeah.
God, I'm getting a cramp in my leg right now.
You're
This happens to athletes.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like sometimes my hammy.
You don't eat anything, man.
Well, right now
something,
I do. My hammies get. What are you gonna eat tomorrow night or tonight? I should say. This is coming out on Tuesday on Halloween.
Oh, so Halloween night.
What are you making?
We'll probably do. I just did chili the other day.
Okay. Well, I don't want to know what you're not making.
I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I might just do
a clam chowder,
a badass roast in the crock pot, and I'll take like a fucking huge slab of pork and sear it, sear that mug, then put that mug in the crock pot, then take all my veggies, and I'll take my celery, garlic, and onion and green pepper, and then put it in where I seared that fucking badass, huge ass fucking big piece of pork, and I'll get all the good flavor. Then I'll dump all that in the crock pot with the juices. Then I'll take pepperoncini. I'll take a whole thing of pepperoncini, and I'll dump that mug in there like, and then I'll take beer and go, and I'll let that mug sit for 5-6 hours, and you get it and you pull it apart. Then I'll get some good hoagie rolls and then open those up and then put some of that on there and make a nice sandwich. Oh, damn good, Andy.
A sandwich.
Damn good, man.
Hey,
I know how to cook, baby.
Dude, ain't no one to eat.
I know how to cook.
That sounds absolutely terrible, actually.
Well, that's.
I'll probably have some.
You don't.
I'll probably.
You have a palate of a 5-year-old. You know.
We'll probably get some cheese pizza.
Yeah, healthy cheese. What? Like you eating the bread? Are you allowed to eat the bread?
Oh yeah.
You could eat regular bread.
What do you mean?
Are you allowed? Can you?
I can eat whatever I want, dude.
But you don't. So what do you
I'll
eat?
probably put a steak on the
I bet.
grill. It might be
Oh,
too
you love
cold
it.
to grill.
I just wish I had a video of Andy trying to all this food
It's all
was around
frozen right now.
when all this food was around him at the restaurant. I just wish I had a video. He's like this. What's going on here? Honey, what time is it? My God.
Oh man,
It was like a nightmare for him, you know. He was staring at that. We had these fucking tomahawks. He's staring at it like, oh gee, it's still moving. Lord. Even his wife, even Lori's like, this is good. I am eating it.
Oh.
And Andy's like kind of staring her down like, how dare you do this?
Talking about. Are you getting seltzer drunk over there?
Yeah. Seltzer drunk. That's another thing he does. Get seltzer drunk.
Hey, it's Monday. Listen, we're doing this in the afternoon.
Yeah.
There's like the Blues can't. There's like they're off today. It's like an off day, really. Today is an off day.
The Blues.
But we're doing this at Half Coast Studios. We do have one more thing before we get to our boy MDZ.
Yeah.
Michael Del Zotto, DJ Del Zotto.
Wow, we flew through this.
I know. That's what happens.
It's already a fucking hour and 15 minutes. What's up, baby?
DJ Del Zotto. He could be one of the most famous DJs in a few years. If he really wanted to pursue it.
Saxophone, too.
He should just do, like, he's Canadian, so, like, you know, if McDavid shows up, he'll just play, like, Nickelback for the whole fucking time, you know? The greatest band of all time, you know?
Nickelback. Chad Kroger's a good dude, man. He's a hockey guy. I don't want to chirp him that
great.
much.
He's probably listening right now. I'd love to have him on.
Yeah, we should.
He's
actually
great,
really cool.
Burn It Down's a great song.
I don't mind Nickelback. I've seen him live plenty of times.
I
My
know.
buddy Brad Lukowicz was
but
best friends with him.
It's the most Canadian thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, they're the best band
Although
in the world.
tragically hip, man. A friend of mine, turned me on to them. Like, you know,
Rush is the biggest band of Canada, I would say. Rush. Geddy Lee, baby.
Yeah, maybe.
Rush was gigantic.
Rush,
They're
huge,
awesome.
and they are Canadian.
And I believe the drummer died, who was Neil Peart, who was unbelievable. One of the best drummers.
One of the
in world.
best drummers ever, for sure.
Name me one song from Rush.
And I know, honestly,
Name me one.
No, you're putting me on a spot.
Come on.
Dude, I know a lot of Rush songs.
Name me one. Tom
Sawyer.
There you go.
I know that.
Okay.
I'm just
Lime.
saying. Listen,
Light.
I'm not good at that. At like remembering the names of songs.
You like hip hop, dude?
Yeah. I like hip hop. I like reggae.
Funny.
Mm.
You look like you like hip hop, baby.
Hell yeah, baby. This is a charity, by the way. Fight Ugly.
You see fucking Flava Flav.
Get rid of the bullies, man. Flavor Flav. Do you know I party with Flavor Flav in Buffalo till 4 in the morning?
I'm sure he remembers that.
It's true. We stayed at the same hotel.
Were you partying?
Partying.
Is he getting
All
down with
his
it?
boys.
Is he getting down with it?
All his boys.
He looks like he's
Dude,
half dead.
we were talking some shit. I was freestyling for his ass, dude. Like, he was like, oh my God.
He didn't sign you?
He wanted to sign me
I
on the
bet.
spot.
He's like, you look perfect for
I
this.
thought for sure he was going to, but
So he did a national anthem the other night. It was fucking
do you think
embarrassing.
people like who do that is disrespecting the country?
No, he's too dumb to even understand that. I
Like
think.
Roseanne Barr, when
That was fucking
she grabbed
embarrassing,
her
too.
crotch.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
You know,
And Jesse Owens was terrible too.
Jesse Owens.
Yes,
The former sprinter?
Yes.
And
You ever listen to him?
Dude, you're so fucking.
No, Carl
Lewis.
Carl
dude.
Lewis, my bad.
Jesse Owens.
That was a long
Jesse
decade.
Owens is like from
Way
like
older.
the 1700s
Yeah, my bad.
to the
No,
1800s.
no.
I know, but he's old.
He's from
as
like
shit.
the 30s, maybe.
I don't know. Jesse Owens.
Carl Lewis.
Carl
my bad.
Lewis. He tried to do it, but his voice kept cracking.
No, he was.
And
he
the
didn't-
Rockets.
He didn't know what to do.
Regular.
Why do that? It's like Adam Wainwright did it. He was terrible.
Adam Wainwright was terrible.
So
and
annoying.
everyone in St. Louis was like, oh my God, Adam,
the
that was
best.
great.
He's like a child.
I
Everybody's
know.
like, Waino, you did awesome. Like,
Right.
no, he's a fucking 42-year-old, $200 million guy.
Like
and
the-
now he's like doing the
Like the
national anthem.
referees. We got to treat
Yeah,
them like they're
you
little
did good.
children.
No, that
Hey,
was terrible.
We got to treat the refs like they're, you know.
Yeah, but that's a 14-year-old kid. You don't
So
compare.
that's why I was nice to him.
Don't compare.
That's why I was nice to him.
multi-million-dollar athletes who want so much more attention than what they need.
But sometimes
to a goddamn 18 or a 14-year-old ref. Come on,
sometimes
Andy.
you got to try.
Yeah, but it's just
give
like
a
it's just
little
annoying.
bit
And
of
he does
effort.
it's just annoying. Listen, if you can't sing, don't sing the national anthem. Flavor Flav, you can't sing. Don't do a
Flavor
national anthem.
Flav's a very good friend of mine.
I'm surprised he's alive.
So the kitchen was closed at the hotel we were staying at in Buffalo. They just played that night. and I'm very close with his friends, and we're all hanging out, and they're like, "Hey, Andy, hey, come over and like hang out, whatever."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When they saw me, you know,
Yeah.
can you like paint the scene for us?
Oh,
with
I
that?
can. They couldn't even know. They didn't know how to party without you there. They're probably like, "Where's Andy? I don't know what to do." You know.
So we're all hanging out and whatever, and he was hungry. And he's wearing. He didn't have his clock on, but I was like, "Dude, you got to go get your clock." They were all upstairs in the hotel room.
I'm sure he was really hungry.
He was.
Oh, I bet.
So the kitchen's closed at the hotel, but he had his person. He had like several people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like 10 of us. Did I ever show you the picture
Don't care.
of me and Flavor Flav? I may have to have Alex and Matt, give them a shout out.
What up? What up, boys? What's going on?
I might have to have them put this up on the screen. But this picture of me and Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
He had the guy go in there and he made us all like pizzas and stuff like that. Like,
Were you able to eat it?
oh yeah.
Oh, good for you.
3:30 in the morning.
No meat on
Which
there?
this is back in the day when I used to eat after 8 p.m.
Nice.
See, now I wouldn't do that.
No, hell no, man. You
No.
got to stay the way you are. You know? Hey, did you see that fucking weirdo dude, Blueface? I never heard of this cat either. Blueface, is that your boy? You like him too? You guys party together?
I don't know if he. I don't know if I came across him on the hip hop
Blueface.
circuit or not.
So he was there at the they're in Denver playing the Chiefs, and Blueface is there at one of the.
Oh my God! He's
one of the,
throwing like dollar bills.
So he's got all these
everywhere.
rippers there, you know, fucking dirty looking broads. They're all lined up. They're fucking bent over with their asses hanging out in front of all these kids and shit. Like I don't give a fuck about anything. I don't have kids, but it's like most ridiculous thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
He did what Kodak Black did.
He did,
but he only had one chick. He was way up. This guy was
you think
right
that's
in the
real
front.
money he's throwing?
He's throwing $1 bills like a jack off. Like I've seen these cats throw, like make it rain like that. You know what they do afterwards? They get on their knees and they pick up their own money and they put it back in their
Do
pockets.
you think like Russell Wilson and these guys who are like making like legit money? Like this guy's a fucking loser.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he's throwing $1 bills out
Yeah.
here. Like he's,
So Matt Stafford, his wife has a podcast, which
oh, I would listen to
like,
that.
Of course, Andy wants our wives to have a podcast.
Oh, I do.
Stupidest thing in
I
the
think
world.
they should have one.
But like Matt Stafford's wife talks about basically what Matt tells her about the Rams, which like
She talks about the Rams on there?
she said something like Matt's trying to get adjusted with the young guys. That blew up. Yeah, I know, Andy. Exactly my point. You know,
Oh my
I know.
God.
I know. That's what I'm
These
telling you.
athletes, man, they cannot control. Matthew Stafford, you're making like
Why do you need your wife to
$40 million
talk like that?
Do you need her to have a podcast?
No shit. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Our wives can have one.
No, they can't. It's a ridiculous thing to do. But anyway, she comes out. She's like, "That's ridiculous," and I actually agree with her on that. But you know, having your wife talk about what's the internals of what's going on with the team.
If I'm the coach, I'd be like, "Fucking,
Fuck
like,
you.
you need to get your wife to
Get
like
your wife-
stop doing a podcast."
Yeah, get control of your girl. You know what I mean? But anyway, she was right on that whole thing. But he's just fucking throwing $1 bills, and they're like sticking their ass out with their thongs on. It's just like, Jesus, dude.
Why is he on the field doing that?
No, he's in a box, but the box is really
No, the
close.
box was on like field
Like,
level.
Yeah. Just like goofy.
Mm-hmm. Hey, real quick before
And the
we
girls weren't even hot.
get to Michael Del Zotto.
Yeah.
Leo Carlson, I want to chime in on this situation
yeah.
with Anaheim because part of me originally was like, what is going on here? Like, you draft this kid, you never play him. Pat Verbeek, their GM, he was out in front. I remember him saying this before the season started that they had a plan for him to basically play like 2 games a week. Okay? And they wanted to keep him here. They didn't want to send him back to play in any other professional league in the world. And this is the option that they're going with. They know they're not trying to win this year. They know they're not going to win this year. So this is about development for Leo Carlson. Now, I didn't love it because like he went toe-to-toe against Columbus. You got Fantilli in the game. Fantilli's scoring goals. But I talked to people close to Leo Carlson. I've known his agent for a long time. Matt Cater, great dude. I'll give him a shout-out out of Boston. Had guys like Paul Stastny and Zdeno Chara, Michael Handzus. Man, he's had a bunch of guys over the years.
Handzus.
Ron Hainsey, who's now doing his thing, obviously.
I like him too.
For the NHLPA. Always had great clients. Has my boy Scotty Mayfield. Get healthy soon, Scotty.
Big
from the
Scotty, St.
New
Louis
York
boy.
Islanders. Yeah.
St. Louis boy,
Yeah.
what's up?
I actually hooked them up together years ago. Met at like a Starbucks here in St. Louis, and Matt Cater saw him. He's like, no, in Webster actually, because Scotty Mayfield's a Webster boy. Matt Cater called me. He was like at like a U16 showcase. He's like, "Who's this kid from St. Louis? Scotty Mayfield." And of course, I coached him before that and everything. And I remember the first time I ever saw Scotty Mayfield in tryouts. I was like, he's like Nick Lidstrom, man. Like the way he just like.
Big too.
And I'm not saying he plays like Lidstrom in the NHL, but as a 16-year-old, he just had so much control, and he could push the pace. He could play D. He could sit back. He could hang on to pucks. He had so much poise and patience with it. If the first option wasn't there, like it was uncanny at his age. First option's not there. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to hold on to it, find the second option. You didn't see too many defensemen playing like that. So I always loved Scotty Mayfield. Did I think he was going to go on to play as long as he did, or as long as he has in the NHL? Probably not. But anyway, so talking to Matt Cater this morning, it's like this is not like load management. It's not about load management. I hear a lot of people saying that it's about load management. This is about development. And apparently this kid is skinny as shit, Cam.
Oh,
He's like a little boy, okay? Like Fantilli's got a grown beard, like he's just, a year older too. He played a year, obviously, in college already.
Yeah.
And, this guy, and he's big. You look at Fantilli, man, he's a big boy. And I'm saying other guys are coming to the league too, man. And this is the way they're going about it, And they were very they started talking about this around the draft.
Yeah.
Prior to even drafting him. Hey, this is how we'd go about it. And Pat Verbeek, man, has a good idea of what he wants out of these young kids, where they need to be, where they need to go. Even a guy like Connor Bedard, and Chicago couldn't, with all the hype, they couldn't sit his ass out, man.
No.
First overall. But you look at his lower half, man, his ass and his legs, man. He's fucking huge. He's strong. He's got those big old arms. This kid doesn't have that. So they got a plan in place. And at first I was like, oh, this is kind of goofy. Why aren't they playing this kid? He's fucking good. That's the best way he's going to learn and develop is from playing. But you know what? After talking to the agent and hearing that he and the player and the family and everybody's on par or on the same page here with Pat Verbeek and the organization, they're perfectly fine with this. They think this is the best for this kid. Then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I just think that maybe I'm wrong. I'm just speaking out of hand here, but maybe that plan's in place if he was struggling. If he's out there and he's dominating, and that which doesn't happen much, like only a few guys can come in at 18, 19 years old and do what they need to do. But if he did, I'm sure he'd be playing every single night. You know what I mean? But I think he's struggled a little bit. I didn't, when you're playing against Columbus and you had Fantilli, I'd say go ahead and play in that game.
Yeah, go head to head.
Go head to head with him. Like that's good for him too. Like
I would agree with that.
He needs competition as well. But then he goes out the next game and he goes out and I think he got an assist and he had a nice play on the game winner.
Yeah.
But if you're playing well, like I think that plan's in play.
I think you can always adjust the plan.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if you get to like...
So you're telling me if he goes out there and he's
Christmas
fucking
in January or whatever, I mean, it could be Thanksgiving, who knows, and all this,
So if he scores 3 goals one night and they have a plan to sit him out
all right, you're not playing
night,
tomorrow night. They won't have him play back-to-backs, for example.
But that's a learning experience for him, too. Like, listen, I'm not Pat Verbeek, man, we had him on if you want to check that mug out. It was like 3 or 4 months ago, whatnot. Great dude, like him.
Lost his thumb, dude.
Lost his thumb.
They found it.
In an accident in farming.
In the hay.
Yes, farming accident. Check that out. It's a really good one.
Is that the most painful injury you could maybe have?
No.
No?
I mean, it's up there, but...
Losing your thumb?
No, burning would be the worst. Come on, Andy.
What about drowning? What happens when you drown, dude?
You'll suffer for a little bit and you get knocked out.
For how long you suffer?
For a little bit, Andy.
You see that surfer who got attacked by that whale?
I've seen a couple of those, Andy.
Oh, you've seen these before. The surfer was surfing. The whale comes from underneath the surfboard, and he had a GoPro on.
He wasn't surfing. He was gliding. It was like a, what is that called? That when you're in the middle of the ocean and you got the paraglide up there, and he was doing that, and that big whale came and went kabam.
Hey, last thing for you. You see that former OHL defenseman swing his golf club on the golf course and attack those people?
Really?
Yes. In Sault Ste. Marie, he's golfing. I don't have his name on me. I'll find it, though.
What do you get pissed about?
Because the way these guys were playing behind him.
Oh, they're hitting into him?
Look at this guy.
Let me see that mug right quick.
Former OHL. He's formally charged.
Let me see the video real quick. We're going to do this.
He's gotten charged.
You know. Let me see that mug. Oh, this is a... Oh, that's... I saw that. Yeah. I saw that. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. There's nothing they could do behind you for you to go beat them with a fucking club. And unless they hit you with a ball and you're right there and they're doing it on purpose. But even then, like, they're probably not. They're probably just hitting into them.
They run into your cart or something. And
on purpose? Well, yeah, if they're attacking you, you got to defend yourself. I don't know the full story on that, but it's usually...
What would you do if this guy did that to you? If he's chasing you with a club?
I mean, double leg him and fuck him up.
Double leg him?
Yeah.
What are you?
A wrestler?
Oh, you don't know how to do that.
But anyway,
you
like
know how to. What's a double legger?
Want me to stand up?
Oh, you could really do that?
I'll single leg, double leg you in 2 seconds.
What's a double leg?
It means you grab both legs at once.
Oh, grab them?
Yeah, and pick you up and slam your little ass down and own your life.
He's got a club, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll eat that and fucking go.
Oh, in the teeth.
Yeah, but I'm not going to fight anybody. Like, no one's doing that because I'm not going to hit into them. You know, there's golf etiquette. But I bet you it was something petty like that where they're probably slow and these guys are going quick. Dude. And they're probably hitting into him, and he lost his shit.
That's why I just can't relate to golf guy all the time. I mean, at least the angry golf guy. I see a lot of videos of angry golf guys.
You see a lot of videos of angry hockey guy.
Yeah, I know.
You see a lot of videos of angry football guy. You see a lot of videos of angry parents. You see a lot of soccer fucking psychos. They're all fucked.
I know. All right, we got to get to Michael Del Zotto, dude.
Yeah.
On this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast, baby. Fueled by First Form. You know that. Check it all out. They got the bars. Oh, would you like this? I brought you one.
Don't eat on the radio again, please. That's very rude.
When we start the show at noon, I gotta
eat before you come in here. You could show it off, but that's so goddamn
yeah, but
rude.
I can't eat.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, but
stop.
But I can't eat beforehand, so that I had to eat afterwards.
Jesus. Okay.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Tell them, dude, they got to use our link.
Got to use our link, and they got all kinds of stuff.
It should be on the screen right now. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Right there on the screen.
Grab that mug. Yoink, yoink,
Check out the apparel and the protein, the bars, the energy drinks, dude.
They got it all.
Honestly, they have everything.
They have everything for you, and not to mention their clothes. Wearing their pants right now, baby.
Of course you are.
You know, this I think is Lulu, but I wanted to be festive for Halloween.
Cam's wearing a scarf, dude. It's 50-something degrees outside.
You're wearing what's the difference between a scarf and your
Because this is like for Halloween. It's like fight ugly. Like I'm wearing.
I just wanted to hide my gut. Here, you want to see it?
Last time we did the video, Cam.
Look at those sweat stains.
Cam
baby.
looked like he just like rolled out of bed. He was like,
I know. I didn't look good. I didn't look good there.
The first one, I had the nut shot going.
Andy's like this on the first one. Looking at me like, I'm cool. Look, I'm cool. The camera's right over there. His wee-wee's hanging out.
The seat was broken.
Fucking wee-wee hanging
out. Firstform.com, baby. The Illinois Recovery Center, Cam. We were talking about that with Matthew Perry.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there. They legitimately will help you. It's one step away, right there in Swansea, Illinois. I don't care if you're in Michigan, you're in Minnesota, you're in Canada. I got people calling me, dude, texting me out the fucking ass about going through hell. And I'm telling you, man, I go, you want me to talk to Chrissy? You want to talk to Chrissy?
Right.
It's right there. I can only do so much.
But you can talk to Chrissy.
I can only do so much for you. I can calm you down. I can tell you what I did. I can tell you what's going to happen to you. I can tell you if you're in a jam or if you're not in a jam or if you could suck it up or not. Because sometimes you can suck it up, okay? Sometimes you can, but sometimes you can't because you have to go work and you have to deal with your family. And sometimes your family doesn't know how deep you are. And they're hiding it. They're hiding it from their beautiful wife that they love so much. And they're spending all this money. And the wife's like, what the fuck is going on here? And they don't even know yet. You got to get help. You can't hide this from your family anymore. They're going to respect you more if you come out and say, I worked my ass off. I love you guys so much, but I got a fucking problem, and I got to fix this now. I have to fix this now. Don't be scared to do that. There's help for you. Illinois Recovery Center. I'm telling you.
You can call them 888-743-0971. 888-743-0971. You can call them. info@IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com, Cam. That is the email. Message me. You can message Cam, whoever you feel more comfortable talking to. And
if you really want help, you message me. I'll get you a hold of the guys and stuff like that. It's all good.
Yeah.
But I know it's easier to message me than to call up there. I get that. If you want to do that first, that's fine.
Yeah.
Even Chrissy and those guys, Eric Conley, they get that. But they are so fucking cool, man. They will lead
They
you in
are
the right
cool.
direction, and they understand because those two been through it. Andy hasn't, and that's fine, and we're glad because he's got 3 kids, and I don't want him getting fucking addicted to anything. But people, I'm telling you, if you know, you know, and those guys have been through it, so they're going to guide you in the right direction. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, but I can get I can get you in touch with Chrissy.
Yeah, I know, but like it's not Malibu with a bunch of fucking hot chicks cruising. No, it's the real deal.
But it's nice, dude.
It's still your beds are beautiful. Yes. You have green grass everywhere, but it's work. You go there and you get it done, and once you're done, you're like, I'm going to tackle the world now. I'm going to get on first form. I'm going to start working out all the time because now you actually have emotion back in your life. Get it done, guys. We're thinking about all you guys and girls. We're thinking about you with that, but we have an option for you, and it's the Illinois Recovery Center.
Did you see Nick from First Form's hockey video?
Yeah.
It's like back checking. He's diving.
He's diving for plays. I love it. I love it.
I love seeing
Big Nicky boy, I love you, man.
Hey, you're never too old to start something new, by the way, man.
Well, that just shows he's a pretty damn good athlete,
Hell
man.
yeah.
To jump in like that, plays everything. I like it.
I know. Illinois Recovery Center. Get 888-743-0971. My DMs are open, whatever, if you want to. And you can message Cam, too. But honestly, Chrissy, Eric, man, they're all there.
They're ready. They're ready for you. There's a bed.
Standing by.
There's a bed
waiting for you.
A comfy-ass bed.
SparksandSparks.com, baby. Don't go see Seth, man. Hey, listen, I saw more people tell me this weekend, they come up to me at the rink, they'd be like, I made the mistake. I'm like, what's wrong? What happened? He's like, I went to Seth.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is there a bigger mistake you can make?
You sure that's all Seth did to your family?
Oh, my God. They don't even know. They don't even know.
I'm just telling ya. He's not just going to fuck up your skates.
Go to Sparks.
He's going to creep out your daughter.
Sparks.com. Get the new machine that's out there. You can get the old one, too. The new machine is fantastic. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. It's going to save you more money than Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Save you lots of money.
Black Friday.
But again, find out why.
Make the food cheaper on Black Friday.
Just about. Well,
except for the fucking electronics.
The TVs. Find out why just about every NHL team in the league is using a Sparks.
They should.
I saw college teams when I was at Notre Dame. They're using Sparks too. Different college teams that I saw.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I know.
You can put it in the back of your car if you're on a team like Andy is. Andy could put it back in his little Volvo and still be okay.
Little? I got the XC90 Racing Series. It's not little.
Has there been anybody in the world that said, I got my fucking Volvo shit kicking? You know, not really. It's still a nice car. Don't get me wrong. And it's German and it lasts a long time. I get that. But you don't brag about a fucking Volvo.
Whatever.
So you know.
I'll brag about the Sparks, though, baby.
Yeah. And you don't want Seth doing it, man. You'll fuck your shit up. And your kid's going to toe pick and fall into the boards. Like Cale McCarr did.
And he's working at the hockey shop, dude.
And he's doing other things.
Oh, my God. We don't even need to get into that.
Check his history.
Don't do that.
I hate when parents are like, oh, I didn't know. My son he's a good boy. No, he's killing animals in the neighborhood.
Okay.
And there's bones everywhere.
Oh, my God.
Figure it the fuck out.
Don't check his history.
I'm just saying.
That's what I would say. Don't
collector.
Check the history.
Oh, check the history. You always check the history of your kids when they're young like that. What are you looking up? I'm just curious. Yeah. You kidding?
Oh, my God.
You don't do that?
You know whose history I'll check is Tesson Roofing.
You're goddamn right.
You know what their history says?
What?
Excellence.
Hell yeah.
Customer satisfaction.
There's going to be some storms.
Oh, my God.
All y'all know. In Missouri, there's going to be some shit-kicking storms this winter.
There are.
So you guys know. And it's not just going to be snow. There's going to be some days where it's going to be fucking 32, and the next day it's going to be 72.
Oh, my.
And there's
no, it's not.
Yeah,
Dude,
and there's going to be
never 32 to 72, ever.
And there's going to be hardcore storms, and this winter coming up. It's going to be snow, and there's going to be some hardcore storms where the weather's going to go fucking crazy. And when the weather is either really warm and gets really cold, or really cold and gets really warm, that's when shit happens.
Yeah.
So just be ready for that.
Okay.
And if shit goes down, you call Tesson Roofing.
You call him.
My boy Brett.
TessonRoofing.com. He's
Damn right.
He's my line mate. Winger.
Poor guy.
Probably get the puck.
He's probably dumping it in for you, and you're like, I'm not going in the corner. You go. That's what Andy does. Like, he's not the go-getter, you know? Like, he just hovers around.
That's not
like
true.
The worst line mate to ever be. Like, he doesn't go. He doesn't, like, initiate
Cam,
plays.
Please. You were so
he
bad
fucking
last
hangs
time we
around.
played
Like,
together.
I'm doing things. I'm here. Then he stays out there for 2 minutes, too, by the way.
Hey, ask
Like,
about that.
Stay out there for
ask
2
about,
minutes.
well, it's a power play, I will.
Yeah.
Ask about that nano shield.
Save you money.
A lot of money.
Yeah. It's hot here, dude. It's like fucking hot,
dude,
man.
But when you go up, you have nano shield. Like your house is like 40 degrees cooler up top, where the heat rises.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
glad you knew that.
Yeah. Well, of course.
It took you to 45 years old.
And find out why Tesson Roofing is a preferred retailer for NanoShield with and with all the major insurance companies too. Like if you need roofing and stuff like that, and you ask any of the major big dog insurance companies, say, "Hey, who do you deal with?" They'll say,
"I see their car. Their
we
trucks
just
everywhere.
deal with Brett and Brett Tesson.
Their trucks everywhere.
Yeah,
big time, baby.
Big time, baby. So check that out, TessonRoofing.com. Bellman Automotive Cam. At Bellman, you get no what?
Swinging decks. None.
On one side, you got Buick and GMC. Cam's looking at the Buick Enclave, frosted white tan interior. Nothing wrong with that. Captain seats.
They give me I got that Jeep Gladiator, not the big one with the big 37-inch tires. So they gave me another one to drive around, which is I like it way better because the gas mileage on this Gladiator without the big ass fucking tires, it's so
big
much
tires,
better. But I can still get around.
Big
like
tires doesn't get as much gas mileage.
No,
really.
37-inch fucking
I didn't
rims
know
on
that.
Yeah, dude,
right.
Big time difference.
I didn't know that.
If you have the bigger the tire, it just.
Well, on the other side of the street, they have Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
You need to get a new car. Like I'm supporting them.
One
You're
soon.
driving a fucking Volvo.
No,
like, I'm supporting them.
I had a Wagoneer when I went to Notre Dame.
You rented it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
I'm just saying I had one.
Like I'm just telling you, like.
Where is Bellman located?
Troy, Missouri.
The hop, skip, and a jump.
No swinging dicks.
No.
And if you know what you know, right? Me and your wife can go there and talk to people.
Yes.
And a guy's not coming out whipping his dick around like, hey, telling her like, I used to play hockey with him. I used to play hockey with your husband, and I used to beat his ass. And like Kate's like, okay, you fucking idiot.
I know. But she can go there by herself, and they'll give you sushi and flavored water too. So it's really the best of both worlds. Yeah. All right, we got to get to Michael Del Zotto. They call him MDZ. He's a Stanley Cup winner. Played for the Blues. Played a long time. From a first-round pick back in 2008.
He's a wheel. He's a wheel.
Well, he tells us all about it.
Yeah.
Episode 262, baby. Michael Del Zotto, enjoy on the Cam and Strick Podcast. The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview. What's up?
What up, big dog?
What's happening?
What are you doing?
I'm busy, man. I got shit going on here. I had
You're retired. You're retired.
I know. I'm doing stuff I enjoy now. At least I worked out, then I had a paddle game.
Of course.
So just driving back. Yeah.
You look tan as fuck.
Brutal.
You look tan as fuck.
I lay by the beach 2 hours a day, every day. Not so bad.
Are you working out every day, man? Like crazy shit?
Yeah.
Pickleball and shit?
More paddleball than pickleball. It's more of a workout. Pickle's for old unathletic people. Paddle, it's like for people who actually want to get a workout. And there's more. It's more for athletes, in my opinion. And not to knock pickle. I actually enjoy pickle. Paddle is just a much harder game. And then working out every day. A little bit of golf, beach. Yeah. I kind of, not to say I let myself go, but I knew last year I was retiring. Like once kind of midway through the year, I knew I was done. So this summer, I basically traveled for 5 months, spent time with my family. I enjoyed myself. So now I'm trying to get it back.
Were you at like 4% body fat now instead of 2?
It's I don't even know what I'm probably at 8, unfortunately, not 7.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
Take your shirt off real quick. We'll evaluate.
Hey, we just I'm surprised you have your shirt on, to be honest with you.
I
thought you'd have it off for the interview. No, we just hit record and we just go, man. Just have conversation like this. But the paddle ball versus pickleball, I'm confused. They sound like they're the same thing. So what's the difference? And are you like one of those guys that are trying to like buy a team? Are you like a professional?
No, I just like playing with my boys. I like it for the workout. Paddle is similar to pickle. The court's a little bit bigger and you have glass at the back. So if the ball goes past you, it's, I guess, kind of similar to squash. You can play it off the wall. So it allows longer rallies, a little bit more athleticism where you're reading where the ball's going off the wall and reacting. It's a much more fun sport, in my opinion. And again, I like both. I'll play anything. I really would.
Yeah, man. Are you so where are you at exactly? Are you in California?
Florida, dude.
Are you?
I'm
Florida.
I'm in Miami. Yeah, we're on the beach.
You are Miami, dude. Fuck that. You are Miami.
Hey, I love California. When I played for Anaheim, I lived in Newport Beach. It was the happiest I've been in my life. The absolute happiest I've been. And it was at that moment I was like, fuck, when I'm done playing, sorry, can I swear or no?
Yeah, goddamn right.
Yeah, okay. I was like, when I'm done playing, I'm going to have the option to pick where I want to be. Why not put myself in the best position to be happy every single day?
Yeah.
And being in the sun is that. And as much as I love Cali, it's way more expensive. The taxes are insane. And it's just far from my family. All my family's on the East Coast. My brother's in New York City with my 2 baby nephews. My parents are just outside Toronto. So this being on the East Coast allows me to get to see them a lot more frequently.
Florida's great, dude. It's great. Now you're going to get rocked by a hurricane, and you got gators cruising around and a bunch of hillbillies in Central Florida. But other than that, it's fine.
You guys cut out there for a second for some reason. Hold on.
There you go.
You good?
Yeah, hold on a sec.
You're good, man. This is our first day in the studio, by the way. The new studio.
New studio.
We love it.
Got you. I got you just off my AirPods. Is this fine for you guys to hear me?
Yeah, you sound good.
You're good, dude.
I'm surprised you didn't want to settle down in St. Louis. I thought you'd be here.
I know.
Listen, I enjoyed myself there. I really did. It was, other than, the unfortunate part of not playing during the cup run. And, it's fortunate or unfortunate. No one got hurt, but I enjoyed my time there. It's a great city. Obviously the cup helps. But as you guys saw me, I was the first guy at the rink every single day, worked my ass off. Played a lot of golf, played a lot of tennis. Being reunited with Petro was a very special moment, not just for me, but our families as well. Our parents are still best of friends. So that was, really cool.
Yeah, I remember it may have been your first game here. I think Petro's parents and Stamkos' parents were like watching together, watching you guys play, man, because you guys all go way back.
Yeah, we all minor hockey. Petro and I played together first. We played against Stammer. Then I switched teams. So did Petro. I played with Stammer, but we all played together in the summertime. We had this absurd all-star team. We only lost one game, and it was Tavares. He's a bust. He missed in a shootout, and I still blame him to this day. It was the only loss we had, I think, in 4 summers.
Come on,
well, he's not that skilled, so
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, dude, those videos, they're up there. I was watching them this morning. Like, I remember talking to you about this when you were here in St. Louis. Like the videos from the Brick tournament. Philip McRae may have been on those teams too, by the way.
He was. I know Phil very well. I know. I played with him as junior. Played with him growing up. I know him well.
Yeah,
Philippe,
baby.
He's doing damn good. He's doing good here in St. Louis, man.
He's like
he is. He's one of my favorite guys, man. We got along so. And even being in St. Louis, I hadn't seen him in probably since I played junior with him. So it would have been like 12 years since I hadn't seen him or spoke to him, and we caught up. Tony DeHart, another St. Louis guy.
DeHart, baby.
Yeah.
So St. Louis was, although a short stop, a very memorable one.
Yeah. St. Louis is cool, man.
Memorable. You win the Stanley Cup.
Other than the cup, the cup
besides winning that
makes it memorable. But other than that, it was cool to catch up with buddies and get to be a part of it. And again, Petro more so than I'll never forget it. When the night we win, we go back to Boston, or we party in the room a little bit. We fly from Boston back to St. Louis. We're having the after party at the Enterprise there, and then we're going to leave, and Petro's got the cup, and I'm catching a ride with them. I'm obviously way too drunk to be driving. I'm catching a ride with them. Petro's not really a big drinker, and he puts the Stanley Cup in his fucking minivan, and a seatbelt in the minivan. I'm like, I should be taking a picture of this right now. It's the first night of the Stanley Cup. You see, from past years, Ovechkin can barely walk through the casinos of Vegas, and you got Petro buckling it up in his minivan. I go, people wouldn't believe me if I was telling them this right now.
He has a minivan, though?
He had like a deal, like a Honda deal.
3 kids, 4 kids now. Yeah, it's the only way to get them to and from.
Yeah, I get that.
Dude,
no, it's not the only way. You can get a huge Escalade. I'm just asking.
He's doing commercials, dude, for Honda minivans, like during the playoffs. Like they're doing Honda commercials.
He's not making it. His salary's not making enough.
He's not.
Oh my!
Give him change next time you see him.
Hey,
you have to take a pay cut to go to Vegas because Dougie wouldn't pay him in St. Louis there.
Yeah,
that backfired a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, they actually offered him more money. I think the way it was structured, you get some of that no move clauses. And
It's the guy Hall of Fame defenseman wins you a cup. I don't know how you don't get a no move. Yeah, guy's making $4 million with a no move. Kind of crazy.
I feel bad for him. Hey, I did see that video. You guys partying in Vegas, right? And you're caught up as fuck. You're doing your thing. And then I see Tyson Fury and his group of people over there shit-kicking guys with fucking tats all everywhere. And David Prahn's like, yay, Gloria. And he's got the Stanley Cup. Like, yay, Gloria, Gloria. I'm going to play this song over and over again. And fucking Tyson Fury's shit-kicking buddy comes up to Perry and throws him into that little like hot tub area where there's concrete everywhere.
Pool,
He almost hit his fucking head off the side. And you guys all stopped and were like, what do we do now? Because you saw the shit kickers. Who knows what the fuck those guys were all about.
Yeah,
hey, did he come over and talk to you guys?
Yeah. So it was cool. I mean, all those side cabanas there at White Republic were filled. Ours were, you couldn't move. We had all their guys there. Obviously had a bunch of other people that were partying with us. You have the cup there. It enhances, Vegas is as great of a place to party as there is out there. You bring the cup, it enhances it that much more. So there was tons of other celebrities and other cool people there, but our table was the spot to be at. And granted, at this point, I don't know, we'd been partying 5 days. So a couple of the boys were bowing out and were getting on the first flight home and couldn't be there any longer. But special time there in Vegas. Some stories, unfortunately, that cannot be told.
I get that.
Yeah, man.
I get that.
Yeah. But it looked like a great time. Hey, did you know you were done, man? Like, what's it like transitioning now, post-hockey? You've been playing forever. I know you put out your Instagram post and all that, heartfelt. But MDZ, now you're doing your thing, man. Do you feel a sense of freedom? Are you enjoying life after hockey? Did you think you would? Like, break it down for us.
I mean, everyone says, play as long as you can, play as long as you can. For me, I didn't want to leave the game with negative thoughts or hatred towards it. The last couple of years, I wasn't enjoying it. I signed a 2-year deal in Ottawa. I promised top 4 minutes, get the second power play, get all this. I get there, I'm not playing game 1. They send me down in the minors because I was told the young guys love you and we need to send a message to the team. I put up half a point a game that year on a horrendous team, no power play, no opportunity. I tear it up in the minors, wouldn't get a call back up. And from there, I was like, you know what, it's starting to feel like the end. I'm not enjoying it anymore. Then I take a deal in Florida. Promise an opportunity there, never get it. They couldn't even carry a full team because of cap problems. And that just started to go downhill there. And I didn't want to leave with negative thoughts because I made so many amazing memories, so many amazing friendships, relationships, win the Stanley Cup. I wanted to go out with positive thoughts because that's what the game did do for me. As far as how I'm doing now, this is probably the happiest I've been in a very, very long time. So I have zero regret with retiring. I know I made the right decision. I'm living in Florida. The weather is fantastic. I have my real estate license here, so I'm doing some residential deals for buddies.
Yeah.
I'm doing some work for a golf travel company. We curate golf trips all over the world. If you 4, 8, 12, 16-year buddies want to go to Scotland, Ireland, or do something domestic, whether it's Keel Island, you name it, from the moment you land to the moment you leave, we take care of your trip. So we eliminate the stress and the headache. And that's been a ton of fun too. I'm a huge golfer. So being able to step into opportunities has made the transition easier. And I wasn't naive to think that you could play forever. Fortunately I had amazing parents who instilled great values in me, but along the way, I kind of accrued this very unique network just from playing in so many different cities and being personable and sociable. And I always say, prepare for the next chapter. So every year I try to either learn something new. As a new skill, I got into DJing, play the saxophone, the real estate license. I got my private markets license in Canada. I was doing business certificates at Stanford. So every year I was trying to grow, not just as a player, but as a human being as well, and preparing for when this day would come. And if there's any advice I could give to guys who are in this, gray area, it is to prepare for it and be ready, because once it's done, there's no going back. It's not like other jobs where you try something else, like, oh, I didn't like this, or I don't enjoy it, and let me go back. It doesn't work that way.
No. One thing at that point, you put all this time into one thing, and all of a sudden it's over, and you're like, okay, now what am I good at? You know what I mean? But you did make a lot of connections. But let me ask you, you're a professional hockey player. Can I check your hair out real quick? Is it still flowing pretty damn good? I'm sure. Let me look at that mug. God damn it, Andy! I knew it.
I just came from the gym, so I'm not showered right
now.
Thick
That's and luscious. Yeah. But you play the saxophone. Like, how'd you get into that? Like, that's such a cool thing, and it must be pretty difficult.
I got into that. I played it growing up in school, and then, as you guys know, I'm huge into music. I love music. DJing for me is amazing. To me, if I'm going out to a venue and you're at like a supper club and you have a DJ and then a live sax player, to me, that is my favorite type of music. It's just like a very sexy vibe.
Hell yeah.
So it's just something I wanted to pick back up. It was my favorite instrument. And I had this this image in my mind that when I was done playing, like, fuck, I'm going to go to these places. I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to go to Ibiza, and I'm going to be like one of the first guys to DJ. And then while the music's playing, I'm just going to rip a solo on the sax. And I thought that would be so cool. Obviously, we're not at that point, but that was this crazy thought that I had in my mind. And again, it was just something else to, a new skill to learn and allow you to get the creative juices flowing a little bit. Something completely different than hockey.
Yeah,
I get that,
yeah,
man.
I don't blame you. I played the trumpet, actually.
God. He played the flute.
Trumpet was second favorite instrument, not the flute, though. I'm not a flute guy.
No, I'm not a flute guy. I played the trumpet. Hey, listen, DJ MDZ, though, is that your DJ name? And are you pursuing this? Because I feel like, dude, you could do pool parties in Vegas, Miami. I just feel like that's like your calling, dude. Are you really pursuing that?
I'm going to in the next little bit. I just want to get settled here. I've only been in Florida now for probably 3 weeks, so I want to get settled, make it feel like home. But it is something I'm going to probably get a little bit more into, playing some pool parties or some beach parties here in Miami, maybe a few in Vegas, and kind of work from there. I got invited to do actually an event in Toronto for the All-Star game, which I'm TBD about. It's February in Toronto. It's fucking cold there. I think I'd rather be on the beach here in Florida. So we'll see. There's some opportunities coming about. Now it's just about picking and choosing on what I want to do and what's going to make me happiest. To be honest,
if they pay you $25,000, you'll do it.
No shit. I'll go freeze my ass off. Shit, Andy and I might go up there. We'll party, dude. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Boom, done.
Are you married? You got kids? What's the deal?
No, come on.
No.
I'm just saying. Like Andy knows. Like we're talking. There's people listening.
It's MDZ, man. Everyone lives vicariously through him.
So you single still? Single?
I'm. It's just me. As I mentioned before, it's the happiest I've been. Where this is the first time in my life I've been able to do what I want when I want. Actually control and pick where I want to live, as opposed to getting called or brought in the office. And that year, St. Louis, I got traded twice that year. So it's nice not living out of a suitcase and being able to call somewhere home. But again, just completely focus on me and my family. This summer was amazing for me. I got to spend extended time with my family that I've never gotten really forever. Now having 2 baby nephews, that's number one priority for me.
You want to get married? Like, you ever see yourself settling down and getting married?
I do. I'm Italian. Both sides of my family are Italian. I come from a very close-knit family. Growing up, it was my parents, myself, and my brother. And our house was my dad's parents, so my one set of grandparents. Directly next door was my aunt and uncle with my other grandparents. So we're a very close-knit family. I do, and I'd like to. The thing for me is I enjoy my alone time too. I think that's part of it. A lot of people don't like being alone and need to have someone there. I enjoy being alone. I enjoy the peace and quiet. Once we get off Zoom here, I'm going to go to the beach and probably read for a couple hours. And to me, that's some of the happiest moments of my day, just having that time to myself.
Hell yeah.
So it takes a unique person that understands me, and I understand that I'm not the easiest person to get along with sometimes, because I do enjoy my downtime. So it takes a very secure and a very unique person to respect that and get that.
What about the boat situation down there? Do you know how to navigate the ocean? A little difficult compared to lakes.
I have my boating license. Yes, I do.
Good for you.
I understand. I'd much rather sosomeone else take care of it, and I could just have a few tequilas, though. It's easier.
Exactly.
It's safest for everyone involved. Yeah.
Don't waste your money and get a boat.
Andy doesn't know shit about fuck when it comes to that.
Speaking of boats, did you see that video that Snoop did with Will Ferrell, the remake of Boats and Hoes? Oh, dude, that was awesome.
John C. Reilly. Yeah,
dude, that was fantastic.
I also saw Tom Brady down there with his yacht, looking jacked as shit, sitting on the front, drinking champagne, waving to the cameras.
Are you on the water? Or no?
I am. Yeah. I'm staring at the ocean right now in the sand. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Hey, listen, man, you're a young kid, and you go straight to New York City. Were you like, hell yeah? Was it too big at the time, like right off the bat, or did you know you'd fit right in, man? Because you did your thing in New York.
To be honest, my first year, so you go in at 19 years old, I'm still you have the 8 games to make the team before you get sent back to junior. I just went in and preseason started the year. I kind of fucking just tore it up. Like, our power play was hot. I was putting up points, and you didn't really have any time to think about what was going on, where you were, what was happening. It was just go, go, go. Every day was a new experience. You were taking it in. You didn't really have time to think, and things were going so well. It wasn't until next year, the start of the year, I was playing a ton of minutes, but I wasn't putting up points. And at that time, I was strictly an offensive defenseman. And then I get sent down to the minors, and that's when you get a rude a rude awakening of what, I go from New York City to Hartford, big difference, but that's a rude awakening of the business side of the game. And at a young age, you don't really understand it because you're just going in and playing hockey. You're loving the game, loving every moment of it. So New York to me wasn't big. I got very lucky. We had my roommate, my first year was Brian Boy, who was, I think, 6 or 7 years older than me.
Yeah.
I was 19 years old. All the other single guys were 26, 27. So they were like my bigger brothers. They were showing me around, took care of me, made sure I didn't get into trouble. Obviously, we had a lot of fun too. To me, there's no better organization to play for. You get there in September, you have US Open tennis the first week you get there. Follow that into Fashion Week. Then your season's starting. Now the football season's starting. You have, typically the Yankees are good. You have playoff baseball starting up. Then you get into restaurant opening, club opening, Broadway shows, the Rockettes, and you get into Christmas. It's like every week, you're like, fuck, there's like something going on. So for guys that enjoyed living their life outside of hockey, not to say you're doing anything wrong, but just you can't, always like some guys they leave the rink and they lay on the couch the rest of the day and they wait for the next day, right? They do absolutely nothing. And I'm not knocking that. Some guys enjoy doing that and that's for them. For me, that's not it. I enjoy learning. I enjoy immersing myself in the culture away from the rink because to me, that actually makes me a better hockey player. I don't feel like the game is coming home with me and my mind is completely on hockey. It allows me some great distractions. So in the city there, we had so much going on and we got access to absolutely everything. So I truly don't think there's a better place to play.
And it's good to meet people outside of the team too, man. Like you always be a social butterfly and shit like that. Let me ask 100%. Let me ask you though, like when they told you to get a place in New York, when they finally said, hey, you made the team, get a place, like were you like, oh yay, I can't wait. And then you're like, oh shit, this is a fucking dump for the money I want to spend. Like, how was that wake up call?
So it wasn't so bad that year. I was rooming with Boiler, so we had split rent. We had a 2-bedroom, but then it was like the next year. Then the following year after was the worst one. Brad Richards gets traded or signed or whatever. He comes to the team, and Torts is like, "Hey, stick like you're at this guy's hip. Like you don't fucking leave. This is your mentor. You're staying with him every moment of the day. This is the guy you're going to be with." So we all lived in Upper West Side at the time. Richie comes to town. He's like, "No, we're moving downtown." All right. Okay. Richie moves into this brand new building, stunning. I get in there. I'm obviously not getting nearly the same quality of spot he is. I'm not getting the 3-bedroom, just getting 1-bedroom. My rent for that place, I think, was $5,500 unfurnished, and then parking, just a parking spot alone was another $750 a month. So, like, a lot of people don't realize, as you come in on an entry level deal and you're making, I hit my bonuses, my points. So, say you're making $1 million. You're in Canada, you're in New York, California, these places. Let's just say, for math purposes, 50% tax. Then you have your escrow, whatever escrow may be. Then you have your 3% agent fee. Then you got to find a place to live. Then you have to have a car to get yourself around. You got to feed yourself. It adds up very fast. So as much as, and believe me, I'm not complaining by any means, but it's just, these are little things that I don't think people realize. Like, oh, you're making $1 million. Yeah, we're not taking home $1 million. I can promise you that. So it's very different.
And you're keeping up with the Joneses too, meaning like you're keeping up with Richie and the guys. Look what they're buying. I want to be that way too.
Yeah. I mean, Richie was great. He did pick up a lot of the bills. I can't fault him for that. And when we were winning that year, I think we went to the conference final. We got taken care of in the city. It was great. A lot of places, if you're going to restaurant openings or whatnot, it's typically comped. So, it's definitely benefits you if the team's doing well.
All right. So how does it work then? Like, you get sent down though. Like, I'm curious what your reaction was when Torts sent you down. Like, you still got to pay rent in New York City though, right? Are you like, you had a great rookie season, man. Were you pissed when they sent you down?
I was heartbroken, to be honest. I remember I actually cried. I can be honest. I cried because I didn't expect it. Again, I thought I was playing really well. I just wasn't putting up points, and I was relied on to put up points. I was in a tough spot. I went down. I don't know how many games. I don't think I played 10 games, 11 games. And then I broke my finger in half. I was done for the year. And that's when I was like, wow, was a big wake up call. And that ended up being a massive summer for me, a huge summer of training, had that chip on my shoulder, came back the next year and had a huge year. And then I signed a bridge deal after that, which unfortunately at the time, I think I was at 41 points, it was plus 20. If that's in today's game, that's $6-7 million as a defenseman. I signed a 2.5 bridge deal. So it's, looking back, you kind of get mad a little bit, like, fuck, if only I played in the league, 8 years later, I would have been a lot more comfortable. I would have, instead of this apartment I'm in now, I probably would have been in a house on Pine Tree or living in a penthouse at the One or something like that,
Everybody's saying that though, man. Even the football guys, the basketball guys, like, shit,
fair enough. That's, fair enough. Yeah.
Fucking Barkley bitches about it every day. And those guys are sitting games out too. And he's like,
exactly. Yeah. Load management. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, but what about off the ice, man? Because like you're finding your way in New York City, but when you're in New York City, you're playing for the Rangers, you're getting introduced to different people and whatever. Like that had to be cool, man. You're probably mingling with a lot of big dogs and A-listers and stuff. Like, how was that experience as a Canadian kid all of a sudden, like living that lifestyle?
Yeah, I come from a town of 20,000. One of the first nights we went out at One Oak in the city, I look beside me. I'm like, directly to my right, it's Usher. Directly to my left is Little John. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Then the next night you go out. The next night you go out, and this is during their prime together was Jonah Hill and Leo DiCaprio. Leo DiCaprio, obviously pretty legendary to what he does, and those guys were running mates for years in New York. So it was like every night you were just meeting. And you didn't have to be out. You just at the games. We got access to meet people at the game. Liam Neeson is a huge Rangers fan. Came to a bunch of games. Every game you look behind you, it's like Sports Illustrated model, Victoria's Secret model. Like, holy shit, it's like it's one after another, and it's hard not to get caught up in everything that is going on there. It's it's Broadway. It is what it is. So you have to find that balance of you want to enjoy yourself and still be social and get to meet people and build this unique network and get to. The coolest thing for me was getting to hear other people's stories, right? And the other athletes as well. We were close with a lot of the Yankees. Matt Harvey in his time there, Mark Sanchez was one of my best buddies. He was the starting quarterback for the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd be able to go to their games when we were in town. I remember I go to one of their games and he's dating Eva Longoria at the time. Like, geez, like it's like every night you're like, you kind of, pinch yourself. Like, am I dreaming? Like, what is going on here? It's such a special city, and the fact that there's so much going on at every single day of the week, no matter the time of year.
Hey, have you been after a game? You had a good game. You slick your hair back. You're looking fucking sharp. You're tan as shit. And you're walking around, you're confident, and all of a sudden you go up to a girl who's maybe a B-list actress, and you're like, I'm going to wheel this. And all of a sudden she's like, sir, you don't make enough money for me. Anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one. I enjoy playing the card where it's like I don't say, hey, I play for the Rangers or I play hockey. Like I just like rolling with it and just making up some obnoxious story and just kind of seeing what happens. I like putting that out there. But yeah, there's certainly been times I've been shut down. Or Chris Higgins gave me the best advice I've ever gotten. He's like, hey, if you're not striking out 50 times a week, you're not trying. That's exactly. Like, you got to go down swing because you never want to live anything in life. You want to go down swing. You don't want to live with regret, being like, oh, what if, right?
Yep, exactly.
Dude, but Michael, like when you're living in New York City. Like Sanchez, man, like he's doing his thing, like, but the media is everywhere. What do they call it? The fucking
what?
The celebrity photographers, whatever.
The paparazzi.
The paparazzi, man. Like you want to avoid being on page 6 and all that. You got like a Derek Jeter doing his thing. Like no one ever hears shit about Jeter. He's like the most perfect person, but he's doing his thing away from the field and living the life. I don't know how Sanchez did it, but how hard is that to do in New York City, and how much respect do you have for those guys?
Yeah, I mean, Derek Jeter is definitely the GOAT when it comes to that category. He did his thing, and it's very well documented, but no one knew what he was doing when he was doing it, right? But again, when you're at that level, when you're that elite and you're making that much money, and Yankees are probably the number one team in New York City. The access you're getting to different places, you're just sneaking in the back door, you're not going through the front. You're like they're rolling the red carpet for you every single night of the week, any venue. So it's a little easier for those guys. You could hide under the radar, no problem. There's just so much else going on. You got 2 of every other sport, and then hockey probably fills in next. And then you also have your A-list celebrities. You have so much happening. Hockey isn't near the top of the list, and that's what I loved about it there as well. You could still do your thing and be a normal human being. You think of the guys in Toronto. You go out for dinner. You can't go out for dinner. No matter, you can't go out grocery. So you can't be a normal human being because people, they sniff you out. Right? I wouldn't like to live my life that way in New York. You still got to be a normal human being and just you're another person in New York City. With the access?
Do you get why guys are like, maybe if they won a Stanley Cup or maybe they've already established themselves and Toronto wants to offer him some coin and some term, but other teams in the States do that maybe aren't as big as a market. Like, do you get why guys are like, I'm going to stay away from this Toronto thing?
100%. It's different if you have a family near Toronto. There's some amazing suburbs. Yeah, that's where I had my place, and it's a great place to play because there they give you everything. I think they have more skills coaches than probably their whole division combined. They see what they provide their players, everything top of the line. Where it comes to nutrition, the sports science side, everything that is now being teams are starting to do what they've had for years already. So they're definitely ahead of the curve. But yeah, absolutely. I'd much rather play in a smaller market where, they care about hockey, but you could still live your life because it gets old after a while. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining that, we're in the limelight, but it is nice to be able to be a normal human being, go grocery shopping, go for dinner with your family and have some sense of privacy.
You were -3 last night. You were -3.
Exactly. I never got that in New York. I promise you that. I never got that there.
Hey, but you dated some celebrities. Like, did you like being with celebrities, or did you not like the attention that came with that? Like, would you rather have an under the radar girl that you're with, or did you like kind of, dating some big time celebrities?
I mean, at the time, again, coming from a town of 20,000 people, you get to New York and like you want to start living that, that New York City lifestyle. So I definitely enjoyed the fame and enjoyed that side of it. And it wasn't probably until later on in my career, once I was gone from New York, I'm like, I enjoy the peace and quiet. Like what's going on with Kelsey and Swift right now? No chance. Like that's not for me. That's too much. You just feel like you have eyes and ears on you at all times. And I just want to be able to live my life and not feel like you're walking on eggshells and you could potentially slip up at any moment. And next thing you know, it's all over the tabloids.
And you got Jackson Mahomes behind you creeping out your girl the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Doing his creepy ass TikTok dances.
How he's like a monster looking over, like staring at her.
Oh my God.
So funny.
Hey, but I will say this about you, man, and I noticed it when you came to St. Louis. I'll never forget. I see you carrying that bucket of pucks out to the rink before anybody gets on the ice. I talk to some of your teammates and be like, yeah, he's always first one to the rink, last one to leave.
Yep.
But like there was always a reputation, because you are single, you're living the life. And do you feel like that maybe held you back? I mean, like even when, listen, it's out there, Lisa Ann, she comes out and says whatever she says publicly. Do you feel like you had to chase that reputation as a result? And it was like unfair that there was like this perception of you that was out there that may not have been completely accurate.
100%. I was still dealing with it, to this day, the last couple of years. Like, you had some teams that would say, oh, he's a party animal. Like, anyone who knows me knows I'm not a party. Do I like to have fun? Yeah, absolutely. Not nearly. There's plenty of other guys who party a lot more than I do. I like to be social. I'm single. Like, God forbid that I wasn't ready for a relationship and I wanted to just do me and be on my own. And it's like, it was thrown in my face about my marital status, which I think is so wrong. And you guys saw it firsthand in St. Louis. Like, I worked my fucking ass off, and it just felt like a constant uphill battle of having to prove people or having to tell people, hey, like, no, I actually worked my ass off. Like this body, not to be cocky, like this body doesn't happen overnight. Like I was a chubby kid growing up. I worked my fucking ass off for this. You saw me at the rink, the first guy at the rink every single day, the first guy in the weight room. Guys, there would be no one at the rink, and I'd be grinding the weight room. First guy on the ice, shooting pucks. That's how it was every day throughout my career. I was always first guy at the rink. I worked my ass off. Just because something may have came out to the media or I didn't have a girlfriend. I remember, I think one of my contracts, right where it was, I actually lied and said, like, yeah, I have a girlfriend. Like, that was one of their questions. Oh, are you single? Or like, what are you doing? Like, no, I have a girlfriend. I had to lie about it for them to convince them to give me a contract. Like, why does that matter?
It doesn't.
Look at my play on the ice. Look how I am as a team. And I take pride. That's how I got my name on the Stanley Cup. The parameters wouldn't have allowed me to have my name because of the amount of games I played. I didn't play any playoff games, but the guys appreciated the work I put in, knowing God forbid someone did get hurt, I would have been able to step into the lineup and they would have trusted me and know I was there to do the job because I worked my ass off every single day. So this uphill battle, it was fucking exhausting. It was exhausting.
Just be like, man, sorry, I'm a wheel. Do I got to take my fucking shirt off and flex for you? God damn.
Hey, did any GMs or coaches ever pull you in to talk about that? Like, was it ever really an issue?
No one ever said it to my face, but they would say that to my agent when we'd be negotiating contracts or whatever would be happening in the summer. No one would say it to my face because I would give them the same answer I gave you guys. Like, what's the problem that I don't have a girlfriend? If you want to sign me, if the only way you'll sign me is if I get a girlfriend, sure, I'll get one tomorrow, but I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be able to give you the best possible version of Michael Del Zotto on the ice. So why does that matter? I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything that's hurting the team or hurting my play on the ice. So that's the part that bugged me the most, is just you would hear the rumblings behind the scenes or to other people, and no one would address it to my face. So they were fucking cowards is really the only way to put it. And that bugged me, because if I have an issue with someone, bring it up. We can have a conversation like adults. We don't have to go through other channels and have it get back to me that way.
You're like, I've got body by Del, okay?
Like, I'll take my fucking shirt off.
Was that your workout group in London? Was it body by Del?
No, it's Phil McRae tell you that one. Abs with Deli. Yeah, I'd run ab class after practice with the boys. Yeah.
Were you ever close to getting married?
No.
Okay. So
never even remotely close.
You never proposed. No girl proposed to you.
No.
Will you marry me, Deli?
I did do a wedding shoot, like a photo shoot for a wedding magazine, and there's pictures online. I can't tell you how many girls like, oh, I didn't know you were married. You're a scumbag. Like, no. It was just for a photo shoot. Yeah,
you're a scumbag.
No problem. No. Yeah, so getting called out about a photo shoot. You're a scumbag. Like, all right. And it wasn't like, no, this was a photo shoot. Like, that was the end of the conversation. I'm telling you, this probably happened 5-6 times. Like, all right, there goes that one.
I just saw you last night. You're a scumbag. You didn't know
yeah, exactly.
What about Nashville? Like, did you just miss when Nashville became what it is today?
Yeah, unfortunately, there was nothing there. I go from New York City to Nashville. There was nothing there. There was Broadway. I hate country music. There was nothing else going on. The Gulch wasn't what it is now. There wasn't, the W Hotel, the One Hotel, the JW Marriott. All those big chains were not there. So it was a bit of a letdown, I guess, to put it nicely. Yeah.
Really?
What about living in Anaheim? Like West Coast versus East Coast, and Vancouver, man, being up there, obviously it's the Pacific Northwest, but it's a Canadian city. Like, did you feel different in that market, being in a Canadian city versus some of these other ones you played in?
That's a tough market, man. That's a really tough market. Like, everyone talks about the Torontos and the Montreals of Canada. Vancouver is a very tough market. Great place to play until the winter hits and you go 3 weeks with no sun. Then it's depressing. It's brutal. Anaheim, for me, what a amazing place to live. The happiest I'd ever been. I was 3 blocks from the beach every morning. I'd wake up, have my coffee, go for an ocean dip, and then I'd go to the rink. And I was, I think, one of the only single guys, maybe 2 single guys on that team. Most of the guys were young. So every day after practice, I'd either go to the beach, I'd play tennis, or I'd play golf. And it was just, it was the best lifestyle. Not the best organization to play for. Very cheap. And just geographically, not a great setup there. The rink is probably 45 minutes from the beach. So if you're driving there for during rush hour to get there for a game, it could take you an hour. There's a curfew at the airport there. So because where we're located, other than maybe LA, anytime you're coming back from a road game, you have to fly into LAX, and then from there either bus or Uber back. So it's say you get home at 3 a.m, you're taking a 45-minute Uber to get home. Yeah. That gets old really fast.
Yeah, a tax on big time. Okay, say you got drafted. Say you're the big dog. You're Connor Bedard, whatever. You're Del Zotto, but you're fucking killing it. And all of a sudden you get drafted this year. Like, what would be your ideal team besides the Rangers? What would be your ideal team? Probably somewhere in the U.S., right? But what would it be and why?
I would say Vegas. The team is great.
Okay.
The suburbs are amazing to live. The weather is relatively mild in the winter time. Yep. The owner is phenomenal. Gives the players whatever they want. Yeah. You have a chance to win every single year. And that division's not great either. So to me, and state tax.
Yep.
So to me, kind of checks off every box.
What about Dallas?
Dallas, another great one. Yeah, I love Dallas. That's in my top 5 in the league for sure. And Dallas is the Miami of whatever, the Southwest, basically. All the big restaurants have now gone there.
Yeah.
A great place. Yeah, one of my good buddies, Tyler Sagan, plays there. He absolutely loves it. Oh, it's a great place to be.
Hey, he didn't get allowed into the rink the other day either.
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy. That was crazy.
What do you mean? What do I mean?
They didn't let him in.
They didn't let him in, Andy.
He didn't have ID on him. Yeah.
Oh, I heard
he's got a tendency to lose things.
Yeah.
He probably lost his ID. He hasn't had it for 6 months, and he's
let him in.
Weren't you guys roommates? Yeah. Didn't you live together?
Yeah, we did for 2 years in Toronto. We lived together and trained together.
Oh God.
So what was that like? I mean, is he still single too, or what?
No, he got married this summer, actually. He got married in Bahamas this summer. Yeah, we had a great time there. We had a great time. I had pretty much half the wedding. My shirt was off. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What a beautiful man he is.
Can you believe those two
Yeah.
living together?
I know.
I mean,
I know, dude.
and
we had a great setup. We lived together downtown. We trained together, and you've seen him, like he's a physical specimen. So it was great being in the gym together, pushing each other on the ice, pushing each other. And then we also enjoyed ourselves away from the rink. I think one summer, it was like 7 or 8 weekends in a row we traveled. Like we traveled a lot together, and we had such an amazing time. My deep partner and really good buddy in New York was Steve Eminger, whose best buddy was Gregory Campbell, who played in Boston, where Segs was. And they're like, we have to introduce these guys. Like they'd be perfect for each other. They're both outgoing. They like to have a good time.
Hell yeah.
So we basically got set up on like a blind date essentially. And then we ended up living together, and we had,
Start dating.
Yeah, pretty much. We had a great time together. He's a fun guy to be around. He was good for me in the sense that we push each other, but he's also got a very different mindset than me, where I tend to overthink. I'm very much a thorough thinker, where nothing really bugs him. So having that rub off on me was actually great, because one of those summers I hadn't been signed until August, and having him training and working with him was great for me.
Weren't you guys in a movie together?
Yeah, Goon 2. Yeah.
Oh,
Like, how was that on the set?
Goon 2, baby.
No, it's funny. It was funny, man. It was filmed in Barrie, so like 30, 45 minutes outside the city. And a buddy of ours is like, hey, you want to be in the movie? We're like, yeah, fuck it. Like, why not? It's an afternoon of our day. We went there and did it. It was great. We had a good time. It's interesting though to understand how much work goes into just like the smallest scene. Like it's not as easy or simple as you would think it'd be.
Hey, let me ask you this. Would you pull an Eric Lindros if Arizona's like, and you're going to be number 1 overall and they had the number 1 pick? Would you want to play for Arizona considering their circumstances and what's going on now with 4,000 people there, and half of them are kids that probably just walk in and don't even know what's going on?
Yeah, that's an amazing question.
Thank you.
Come on now.
It's an
Settle
amazing
down with
question.
that.
No, it is. So I would go because I love the warm weather. I love to go. Like you have all the perks.
Yeah.
And you know that situation isn't going to be long term. You have to assume Gary at some point moves that team. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. They're the laughing stock of professional sports, not even NHL, right? So at some point, something has to be done here. You can't keep going down this road. Unfortunately, it's already been way too long. So having that mindset that you maybe get a couple of years to enjoy it there, and then who knows, where are you? Houston, Quebec City, I don't know where.
Salt Lake City.
Yeah. Salt Lake City, probably not the best as we might be demanding a trade at that point.
Not for you, buddy. Not for you, buddy.
Not for me at all. Not for me.
Salt Lake City's actually a cool city.
Not for him though.
No,
Let's
I
be
know.
honest. Do we need to get into it?
I think I would roll with it. Yeah. And I enjoy it there and deal with it.
What do you make out of these kids nowadays? Like they're getting 8-year contracts left and right. MDZ, like they don't even like. Some guys are playing like a half a year,
half a year or a year,
and then they get these crazy contracts. Like as a former player who was a first-round pick, you had to grind it out, right, to get any type of term.
Absolutely, it wasn't until my 6th year I was making. Then I got like I think $375 from Philly. My 6th year. It's crazy. It's great, and I understand the business side that you want to get guys locked up, and you expect the cap to go up. The cap hasn't gone up. Okay, there's one thing. And then how many of these deals, I don't know what the number is. I know it's not 1 or 2. It's a large number. How many of these deals 2 or 3 years in, these GMs are like, fuck it. Do we have to buy that? We're going to try and trade the guy. We can't trade him. Do we buy him out? And now we're handcuffed. And now we can't put the best team on the ice to be good. And now instead of being a contender, you're middle of the pack. And it hurts you. So what I don't understand is these guys don't have rights after their 3rd year. They don't have arbitration rights. You can still give them good deals. You don't have to pay them that much. What's the worst that happens? Even after that deal, they walk. You have them for 8 years or 7 years, whatever the number is. To me, it's fucking stupid. It's stupid. I just don't understand. You have all the leverage. Why not take advantage of it while you can? But the other side of it too is now the NHL has turned into the NBA, where you have guys demanding trades to certain teams. I'm like, when did this happen? If a team's going to commit 8 years to me, I'm playing out those 8 years. That's one thing I do respect about Torrey Krug. They said they wanted to move waive his no move. He's like, no, I committed you guys to this long. I'm staying here for that long. I respect that. You have other guys that are there for a year or two. You just got an 8-year deal. Like, no, I don't want to play here. Trade me to these two teams. What the fuck? Like, we committed to you and you already want out. Like, I don't agree with that at all. And I hate that that's where the game has gone now.
Well, to be fair, it was Philly, and Kruger's probably like, I don't want to deal with that.
And Kevin Hayes was coming the other way, and Kevin, he probably said to Krug, who they'd known each other since they were 10, hey, you don't want to wave and go there. Don't wave it.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're playing well considering their roster, and Torts will have them playing well every single night. I'm a huge Torts fan. Philly's a great place to play. I played there 3 years. It was amazing place to play. The fans are a little crazy, but that city's phenomenal. You're in the metro, that division, the travel is great. You're in your own bed, or if you're on the road, you're back by 12:30. Their practice rink is amazing. It's a great place to play.
What about
I would recommend it to anyone.
What about, I know what you said about Arizona and the weather and things will change, but what about a team like Winnipeg? Would that be, I mean, that's just it's tough. I'm just asking. It's a tough living up there. Like,
when I signed in Florida last year, I had a better deal in Edmonton, and I turned it down because I knew the year before when I'd been sent down from Ottawa, I was in Belleville, and that was, granted COVID was still around. Oh, God. The most miserable I've ever been in my life. There was nothing going on there. The travel was everything about it. I was not a very nice person to be around. At the rink was a different story because I was mentoring the guys, but away from the rink, I was fucking miserable.
Yep.
And I said no to Edmonton for that reason. I knew going there, even if, I was basically guaranteed a spot. But in my eyes, I'm like, hey, if I don't play with McDavid and Draisaitl, it's pretty thin afterwards. And you already know the guys who are going to get the opportunity to play with them, and it wouldn't be me. And if, God forbid, I'm healthy scratch, I'm going to be in a dark place.
Yeah, dude.
And we're not talking about the sun there and going down early. And like, I'm going to be in a very dark place mentally. So I said no to there. So to your answer about Winnipeg would be the same for me. And granted, you have to get to that point of your career or that point of your life where you know what makes you happy. When you're young, you're like, hey, I'm just playing hockey and going to the rink. I'm happy with that. I was at the point where I knew the end was very, very near. And I was prioritizing happiness because the couple years before that, I was overlooking it. And to me, it didn't matter what I was doing. Happiness was number one. So I was giving myself the best opportunity to be happy, and I was guaranteed a spot in Florida. I didn't get it, but I knew worst case, you're in Charlotte, which is a great place to live, a great place to play, and here we are now.
Okay, so, did you ever get into a dark place though? Because I mean, you play so long in the NHL, you're a first round pick, and then now it's like, what it's like, man. You're at the end, and once you get sent down, it's hard to get back and reestablish yourself. Like, did you get to that point mentally where it was like, fuck, man, I just want to quit? Or where was your mindset?
I had 3 or 4 times in my career where I thought I was done. And bear with me, because there's a few interesting stories for each one. One of them was my last year in New York. So Torts is gone. Vigneault comes in. We don't see eye to eye at all. He's very stubborn. He's a fucking prick, to be quite honest with you, to me. He played me on the right side. I never played the right side of my career. And it wasn't, hey, let's work together and try to get you some reps here, and we'll do this and that. It'll help your game. I was like, no, you play the right side, and that was it. Like, zero help there for me to develop and be useful there. So I'm not playing. I ask for a trade. I go to Nashville. We go there. They don't extend me. So now I'm a free agent. I go to Philly. I don't sign until August. I get to Philly. I'm not playing all of December. I don't play one game. I remember I call my brother. I'm like, hey, let's look into schools. Like, that's it for me. I'm 24 years old. I'm not going to play again. That's it. January hits. Sorry. I get back in the lineup, and I was like, fuck it. It's my last opportunity. We're going down the swing. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to play. And it was like the hottest stretch of hockey I had in my career. And I think 4 or 5 game winners, tore it up, was playing 25 minutes a night. Amazing. I ended up signing a 2-year deal, biggest deal of my career. Then you fast forward after the cup run, COVID hits the following year. COVID hits, and teams aren't signing veteran players because we had lost so much money the year before. Teams don't want to fork out any more money. They're just the young guys that they have signed. They're just going to bring them up and let them play and not bring any more money. So I had nothing. It's Christmas Eve. My family's at my place. I think that's it for me. I called Torts. Like, Torts, bring me on a PTO. There's zero risk for you guys. I can come in, shit the bed. You send me home. I come in and do well. We can talk. Maybe there's an opening. I drive. It's Boxing Day. Boxing Day is not a thing in the U.S. but in Canada. I Boxing Day 5 a.m. I leave my place in Toronto, drive through a snowstorm to get to Columbus because I had to get there in time for COVID testing. First day of camp, I'm doing Torts' test. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? You start the self-talk. Literally the worst training camp out there. I end up making the team out of it. And there you go. I have a phenomenal year, and then I signed a 2-year deal after. So there's numerous times in my career where like you get to rock bottom, and that's what I'm probably most proud about in my career. Is there was times where I was down. I was fucking kicked while I was down. I had no one there for me. Yeah, my family was there to support me, but I was always on my own, and I brought myself back up and had that chip on my shoulder, and dealt with adversity and persevered and came out on top.
Fuck yeah, man.
Okay, so listen, but like, what about when you're in St. Louis and like you're not in the lineup? Like that team's winning every game. They kind of had the team established. They brought you in pretty much for insurance in case something went down, right? Like you're an NHL guy they could plug in
and get in the locker room.
And yeah, and you go, they go, on this huge run. They end up winning the Stanley Cup. Like, are you appreciating what they're doing at the time, or are you more thinking about, man, what am I going to do next year? How is this setting me up for my future?
For sure. Because usually you win the cup, you're typically getting a big extension. You're making a lot of money coming out of that. I didn't play, so I didn't get that. I'm unfortunate to get that luxury. But I think it was like 3.5 months. I didn't play, and you guys saw it every day. I was still the first guy on ice every single day, 3.5 months. So there was definitely a lot of days where I was wondering, is this it for me? Is this it for me? What can I do to get in? I remember having a talk with Chief. I'm like, Chief, just fucking give me an opportunity. I'm begging you, just give me one opportunity. He's like, I can't. Like, these guys are rolling. And I understood. That's the thing. I understood the business side. I understood the team was winning. I didn't want to disrupt the chemistry and what was going on. So it's a weird spot to be in, because you never wish anyone to get hurt, but you're like, fuck, like I hope someone just like has like a little injury, not anything long term, but
suspension.
Exactly, just something to get me in to show that, hey, I can play. Because even when I played, whatever the numbers I had there, I still put up some good points, and I was playing like 10 minutes, 12 minutes a game, and I played well, but I understood that side of it. So there was, I ended up signing, I think, league minimum the next year to go back to Anaheim. So there was a point there too. I thought that was it for me too. And I remember I signed the contract when I had the cup party at my place, like end of July or so, maybe something like that.
Damn, man. I do remember seeing you, man. You're always the first one on the ice. I remember when I was down there all the time. And I haven't really talked to you. I played against you and all that stuff, but first time I came down there,
when were you down there that early?
No, I
to
did.
See him go on the ice
because he turned around. Listen to me, because he turned around before even meeting him and said, "Hey, Cameron," and said hi to me. I go, "Yeah, that's a good dude right there.
I love it.
I like this guy right there." Before everybody was on the ice. What do you think of Berube, by the way, and how he handled that whole situation? Like the guys must have listened to him.
I had history with him. I had him in Philly.
Really?
That year. I didn't play all of December, and then I came back in January. I had Chief there too, so I went through the ups and downs with him too, where I was begging again, the lineup couldn't get in, and then I got in and I was a number one defenseman. So I dealt with both sides of that. So we developed a relationship there, and I think that's probably one of the bigger reasons why they did bring me in, because Chief knew, hey, if this guy doesn't play, I still know what his work ethic is going to be like. I know what he's going to be like as a teammate. So I'd say he would probably be, him and Petro would be the number one reason why they did bring me in. And I mean, Schenner was there too. I had Schenner in Philly as well, and they saw it firsthand.
Shin dog, yeah.
Okay, so last question about that team. Like, what was it? Like, coming in from the outside and then being around there, like, what separated them from the rest, man, that allowed them to elevate their game to the point where they won the Stanley Cup? Like, what was it about that team?
Every team has its cliques and groups that kind of hang out, and they definitely did have that too. You just have guys in different stages of life and different, social circles. But that team was close, right? You had your groups, but that whole team was close, and they would have done anything for each other. And that's what you ask anyone who wins. Like that's the determining factor of good teams, great teams, winning teams, right? And they would have done anything for each other. And those guys grinded every fucking day. And I have just so much respect for all those guys.
Hey, what advice would you give to Connor Bedard with all these hot ass Insta models that are all over him? They want him. He's young. Like, I think he's just a hockey nerd in a good way. I don't want to chirp the kid because we love him. But, like, what advice would you have to him dealing with all the women folk trying to get on his ass?
It sounds like he's got his head on straight. he comes from a great upbringing with his parents from the interviews and whatnot I've seen. It doesn't seem like he has any interest in the social side of things, where he just wants hockey. So I don't even think he really needs advice. And I know the older guys he has there, he has pairs there, Nick Foligno, who are phenomenal leaders, these are great human beings, which will take care of them. I don't even think it becomes a worry. So I wouldn't even have to say anything. And it's unfortunate because you have a lot of guys that would probably wish they were in his shoes and be like, fuck, we're gonna have a time here. You
gotta stay away from. I said stay away from them, especially during the season. They're gonna take you out all night, and they're gonna want to go out all night and introduce you. Stay away for now. Summertime, do your thing.
Yeah, exactly. He's one guy I don't worry about. He sounds like he's just completely wired. He's wired differently.
I agree.
And loves the game. Yeah.
Hey, do you ever think about being part of like the greatest draft class for defensemen like ever? And when you're coming into your draft year, like you went ahead of guys like John Carlson, Erik Karlsson went right ahead of you. You had Petro, obviously, Doughty, Shen.
Yeah. The couple guys that went before me that never played.
I think Roman Josi went in the second round that year. Like Like what? What were you thinking?
Colton Schubert.
Yeah.
There's a few guys that never, but that draft class was. I mean, the draft class in general was great, but for defensemen was hot. I mean, draft day was kind of crazy for me because I was told I was going to go like 10, 15. And like Boston told me if I got to where they were going to take me. They took someone else. Chicago, same thing. I think they were at 13 and they're like, I don't think you'll get to us, but if so, you're coming here. So you get, you see the logo come up on the board, like, oh, here we go. And you're getting excited. And then you kept getting like passed over. Fuck. Like, now you starting to sweat. And I'm going to New York. I had one meeting with New York because I don't think they expected me to go there or be at that part of the board either. I went into Boston, I went into Chicago, all these teams. I had 2, 3, sometimes 4 meetings with them, different evaluations, different testing. So it was an interesting day. I remember during, I had the worst pitters. So thank God I had my suit jacket on. I was sweating. I was so fucking nervous. Yeah, exactly.
Cam's got it now.
Just so you're
making Cam nervous.
No. I'm just letting him know he's normal. All right.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, that draft class was insane. I mean, I knew all those guys from playing with them, playing against them. You look back at how many all-star defensemen, Hall of Fame defensemen, are going to come out of that class. It's a large number.
Hey, why didn't you ever go play in Europe? I feel like you would have loved it there.
I thought about it. I actually, last year when I was in Charlotte, I got traded to San Diego like 2 days before the roster freeze. I was going to spend I got invited to go play a Spengler Cup. I said no because I want to spend Christmas with my family. My brother and his wife switch each year. So that year was the year for my side of the family. And I was actually going to go to Switzerland January 1st. And then I get traded to San Diego and Anaheim, which I knew their team was off. I was expecting to get called up. Another situation where I was promised if I played well and mentored the kids, I get called up. Never did. But I love Southern California. So I thought it was maybe a sign that maybe it's not time to go. This summer, I was in Europe with my parents. I was in Italy with my parents on vacation. I drove across the border. It was like 40 minutes away, Lake Como to Lugano, which is like the one team I wanted to play for in Switzerland because it's Italian culture. It's right on the Italian border. It's beautiful. And I went there, and to be honest, I loved it. My parents loved it. Like, oh my God, this would be great. Met with the coach, all that. I had a contract offer, and I don't know. I just kind of sat back, and the only thing that really excited me about going there was living in Europe and a new experience in that way. It wasn't really the hockey. And I said to myself, well, if I want to go to Europe, I'll just buy a plane ticket and go to fucking Europe. Like I don't have to play hockey. Exactly. I don't have to play hockey to live there or to visit there. And I'd much rather go there in the summer when the weather's warm as opposed to winter season when it's cold. So as I mentioned before, I'm a very thorough thinker. And usually when it comes to decision, I make a pros and cons list, and the cons very much outweighed the pros as far as going there. And I always told myself I would actually finish my career there for the last probably 5-6 years that I'm going. And I think as I mentioned before, I just got to the point where I wasn't happy anymore playing. And I knew it was time, and I made the right decision.
What would a deal like that pay, like in Switzerland? What do they pay you guys?
So the unfortunate part now is before you can only have, I think it was like 4 imports. Now it's gone up to 6. So they have the same budget for imports, just with more guys. So the budget isn't what it used to be.
Yeah.
I'd say the top guys there are probably making 300, 350 net. Yeah. So, everything's paid for. So it's good money. When you do the conversion rate, you bring it back to here. It's like making league minimum, right? It's pretty close too. So it's not, and for me, again, it wasn't about the money. Do you want a big paycheck? Yeah, absolutely. Everyone loves money, but I knew I wasn't going to be happy. And I felt like I was just chasing something or having to prove people wrong. And I just got to the point, I remember someone gave me great advice. Like, the only person you have to make happy is yourself. You don't have to prove anything to anyone else. You played 14 years, 700 plus games. I have a Stanley Cup. Like, fuck that. Like, there's people that I was trying to prove wrong were people who are irrelevant in my life. People I'll probably never, I for sure will never speak to ever again. So who fucking cares? Right. But it's as athletes, we're wired differently, right? Where you're always feeling you have to prove people wrong. You have that chip on your shoulder, you have that edge. And then it just comes to a point of, it's hard to shut off. But when you really take the time to reflect and realize what's important in life, for me, it's family. Family's always been number one for me. Who fucking cares about,
gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly. For me, it was like a DJ Smith. It's like I wanted to shove up his ass because and Pierre Dorian, they treat me like shit in Ottawa, and I wanted to get back to the NHL to be like, you know what, fuck you guys. And I never got to that point, but who cares? None of them sniffed anywhere the career I had, and they're not anywhere near the type of person I am either. So it's just these reflection moments have become, pretty big to understand, what's truly important in life.
So, like, when you're on vacation with your parents in Italy, are you like wheeling vagina, and your mom and dad are like, Michael, what are you doing? This is the third girl. Are you like, no, mom, no, it's a friend. Like, how do you play that game?
No, we went all over France and Italy. Typically we go out for dinner and then they'd go back to the hotel and I'd go out on my own immerse myself in the culture and stay out. I'm a big believer, like, to get to know a city, you got to be out at night. And
is your dad hanging out? Like, what are you doing?
No, solo. Hey. No, solo. I enjoy, again, as I said before, I enjoy being alone. A lot of people aren't comfortable going out to a bar and just having a drink at the bar and hanging out by themselves. I enjoy that. Like, you meet interesting people. It's just like you just have a conversation. You never know who you're going to meet.
All right, 2 more things for you, man.
Yeah, man. You've been great, by the way, Mike. Dude, we love you, dude.
Listen, I don't know what you want to say, but it's out there. Meghan Markle, like, now she's like, married to
Satan.
Prince Harry. Were you guys dating? Were you just friends? And what's it like seeing, like, the life that she's gone on to live now and in all the tabloids and all that?
It's, it's not that exciting of a story of what happened. The end part of it was kind of fucking crazy. So you guys watch the show Suits?
Oh yeah.
That one, if not, whatever. Lewis on the show, Rick Hoffman, is from New York. He's a huge Rangers fan. Okay. So I'm playing in New York at the time. He comes to a game in New York. I meet him. We shoot the shit. They film the show in Toronto, where I'm from. So we end up playing in Toronto. I don't know, let's say a couple of weeks later. I meet up with them the night before for a drink. We're all chatting. They come to the game. I get a hat signed by the whole team for Rick. I gave him the hat, and he was emotional. He was so thankful of it.
Lewis.
Lewis, awesome. One of the nicest human beings. So I met Meghan through Rick, and we just all hung out. We had a drink. And there was like another time she came to a game with some friends. So just in a group setting, zero relationship, nothing had happened. She was actually married at the time. There's nothing going on. And then once she started, I don't know if it was when she started dating or when she was engaged to the prince. And it was like my mom was getting phone calls from the press in London, from the paparazzi, like, did your son have a relationship with me? I'm like, how the fuck are they getting my mom's cell phone? So now they're hounding people within my inner circle trying to get to me. What year is that? 2018, I guess it would be something like that. I'm playing in Vancouver. There's no practice rink there because, typically there's not much going on at Rogers Arena. When we do practice, have to be somewhere we go to the university, so UBC. Practice there, I'm walking out of the rink, just going in my car casually. There's never fans there. This guy sprints towards me. Looking around, I'm with 2 other guys. What's going on? Throws the microphone in my face. Did you have sexual relations with Meghan Markle? And he's saying it in his accent. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm looking in the background, and you got paparazzi snapping pictures behind the cars and behind the trees. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Don't say a word, take off in my car, drive off. had another time, same thing at Rogers Arena. Thank God we have security there so I can get by it. So they were just digging into her past, any picture, anything she had with a guy, they were digging into it. And these guys were ruthless. So I remember numerous calls to my mother. So no, nothing happened, but very interesting situation for me to deal with. Like, wow, this is what these celebrities deal with on a daily basis. Not enjoyable.
She sucks anyway, dude. Just you're better than her. You're better than her. I'm saying
Yeah.
She sucks.
You play the saxophone. You're a DJ.
Dude, you're a wheel.
You played over 730 games. Listen, man, I hope you don't have any bitterness towards hockey or your career, man, because you had a great career.
You did great, dude.
Great career. For a chubby kid, which I don't believe you that
You
you're
ain't
chubby. He says he was. I don't believe him though.
I was. I could show you pictures. Look at my my NHL Combine picture. It's not.
Yeah, send us a bunch of pictures. We'll post it. It's all good.
Of you and Megan.
I'll send you the ones now. I'll send you the ones now. Yeah. The before and after shots.
Yeah.
So, do you want to get into anything with any hockey teams, organizations reached out to you and said, "Hey, man, we could use a guy like you, scouting to just being a guy that to talk to the players or anything like that"? Would you want to do anything with any NHL team?
I enjoy the mentorship side and the advising side. I wouldn't want to be involved on the day-to-day, to be honest with you. At least not right now. I need time away from the game. There's other things I want to do. There's other things I enjoy doing. As I mentioned before, the real estate, the golf travel stuff has been a ton of fun for me. I'm actually in the process of building out a celebrity and an athlete division where we curate more intimate trips with guys that, I would do the charity tournaments at the start of the year every year. So it's a more intimate setting where it's, 12 guys and we go to Casa de Campo or we go over to Scotland. We do a week of golfing where you actually get to know the athlete and spend time with them. So I think that'll be super cool. Being involved in hockey, I like to keep my, 1 foot in the door right now and stay involved. Maybe down the road, I'd like to get involved on a bigger scale. I've been approached by a couple of agencies on being involved on that side. Again, more on the mentorship side. I have zero interest going to a rink in Toronto at 9 p.m. on a Monday to watch hockey. That's not doing it for me. And I do think there is a ton of value for the players, from what I went through, the ups and downs, playing from big markets, small markets, and also understanding the business side. I don't want to pat myself on the back and say I'm unique, but I'd say I'm very, very different from a lot of the other guys in the sense of how they approach the game and how they approach life in general. So we'll see. I'm not closing any doors, but I think right now I do need a little bit of a break from the game.
Yeah,
I get you, man.
Do your thing, man.
You
Enjoy
come on
Florida.
our podcast.
Enjoy the beach, man.
Yeah. Do your thing, dude. Keep that tan going, baby. Keep
This
that tan
ain't going anywhere. This ain't going
nowhere. I'm pale as fuck.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Andy Samberg. Didn't somebody say you look like Andy Samberg?
No.
I got Andy Samberg, the guy from The Punisher. Is that who you're going to say?
No. I'm going to say the guy from The Walking Dead, but not the main character.
Yeah. It's the same guy.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Andrew something, right?
What's his name?
I
died.
forget his name.
He died.
He gets so much the last couple of years. Yeah, he's a stud.
He
He was banging a guy's wife, whatnot, but he's cool as shit. But
Andrew
anyway.
Keegan or something like that, man.
You look good. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You look good.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
appreciate
Mike,
that.
you're the man.
All the
homeboy.
best to you.
You're the man.
Congrats on a great career, dude.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Pleasure chatting with you as
Keep
always.
in touch. Keep in touch, brother. Be cool.
Hey, bro. The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was Michael Del Zotto, baby.
Yeah.
Like,
God damn it, Andy.
I think I came up with
ruin
I
it.
think I started that,
You didn't.
as a matter of fact.
I don't think you started anything like that we say. You know what I mean?
What stood out from Michael?
He's very confident.
Yeah, you
Very confident.
gotta
dude.
have confidence.
He's very confident. He's actually getting a hold of me about different golf tournaments and stuff that he's setting up and whatnot.
He
He's
called
a
out
smart guy.
called out those Pierre Dorian and DJ Smith.
Yeah, I know, we
from the
should've-
Sens.
We probably should have countered him on
Yeah.
that and said, well, like what? You know what I mean? Because we like DJ. We've had both those guys on, Pierre Dorian and DJ Smith. So I just was curious on what it specifically that happened.
We
to
didn't
him.
get like, I know like the Lisa Ann situation was like talked about a lot.
Lisa Ann.
I mean, it was all over, like,
Yeah.
but it's not something he's really ever talked about publicly. I did ask him about the perception maybe that it forced him to have to carry with himself the rest of his career. Gave a good answer on that.
He's single. He's a single guy.
Why would teams feel more comfortable if he had a girlfriend?
Well, because you go out all the time when you're single. And if you go out all the time, it forces other guys to go out with you. Absolutely.
Okay.
I understand that. I had a little bit of that stigma too. You know what I mean?
Did you?
Yeah, a little bit. But Lou kept me under. If it was that bad, he wouldn't have dealt with me. But no, you do. If you're single, you're older, you're kind of a party guy, they think that maybe you would draw more people to be on your level.
Yeah.
And although he takes care of himself, look at his body. I want him to take his shirt off. But
well,
he's there
normally he has his shirt off.
Because here's the difference.
If you look at his Instagram, all the photos from the Stanley Cup party, he didn't have his shirt on the whole time.
So you got to understand, like, some guys could handle that. I could handle it. I could stay up till 6 o'clock in the morning and still go to practice at 9 o'clock.
Really?
Yes, and be okay. He could probably do that. Most guys cannot do that. So if somebody's trying to be on your level, although you're the one still getting up, that guy ain't getting up. We've seen that firsthand.
Yeah, but
with the Blues.
here's my point though. With him, yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because with Michael, I saw it firsthand. I honestly, I'm not like bullshitting when I say I saw like his approach to how he practiced. Like he would like be walking out with a bucket of pucks for practice, like 30 minutes before practice started, where there's nobody else on the ice, and he's just shooting pucks. And like I think it's great. I'm not saying you have to do that, but it just kind of goes to show you that like he was more than just a guy who just enjoyed the lifestyle of playing in the NHL. I think he did care about.
Well, you also have to
how
do
he
that
performed.
whenever you're not in the lineup either. You know, what I mean, you got to be the first guy on.
Okay.
You know, he was bottom of the totem pole with the
Listen,
Blues, and he needs to be the first guy.
I hear about some guys right now who aren't in the lineup all the time, but they're not.
Then they're fucking
They're
stupid.
one of the last ones to the rink.
Then that's stupid.
One of the last ones to the rink.
Last one to the rink. Just it's like kind of his timeshare where you get there right on time. You know, yeah, you're not late, but you're there right on time. But you didn't play. But then you're not early on the ice, but you're one of the last guys. But you're not late.
Yeah.
But you're going out when Braden Shin goes out, or fucking Colton Parayko, who's been playing 22 minutes a night. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
When you're not playing, or you're
I didn't
a fourth
say
line
it
guy.
was Blues. I'm just saying, you know, in general.
I know. I'm just giving examples. I'm saying, like, dude, you need to get the fuck there early.
Yeah.
You're a young kid. And you're not playing that much. Or even if you are on the fourth line or whatnot, and you're playing every day, get there early. Get a habit of getting there early. Always. Always on. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to get there 20 minutes early before everybody else. It's not that hard to go out there 20 minutes early before anybody else gets on the ice. The ice is done. It's waiting for you. Go take advantage. It's fucking free ice. Go fuck around. Because once you get out there and everybody's rolling, the coach blows the whistle, now you're into things that they want you to do. Yeah. You need to work on what you need to do. Get the fuck out there early. This is unacceptable for a young kid not to be early. It's unacceptable, in my opinion.
Joe Smith, former NBA basketball player, video circulating because his wife informed him that she's on OnlyFans. She has an OnlyFans account.
I saw that.
He didn't know about it. Yet this conversation they're having is on video.
She's filming it?
She's like filming him. I mean, like he's got to like just cut the cord.
Yeah, but the bitch of that is they probably got 5 fucking kids. He just finds out that she's like fucking herself on the bed when he's gone and showing all these pervs that are beating her dick off.
Is that what she's doing?
Yeah, she's getting naked and fucking.
No.
What do you think OnlyFans is?
Well, that doesn't have to be that.
She's not getting fucked by anybody else.
She's
fucking herself.
No, she could be like showing her favorite clothes, her favorite like whatever.
Okay, dude. So anyway,
no. Hold on. To assume that it's something pornographic, is that all OnlyFans is?
Yeah, dude. Come on.
It's all pornographic.
Yes.
All of it.
Yes, it's porn, dude. It's porn. You want to go to Feet Finder? Go to Feet Finder. But OnlyFans is porn, and that she's probably showing lingerie, doing stuff to her. And he's like, I got 5 kids. I don't know how many kids they got, but I'm sure they got some. And so what's he going to do? Divorce her? Oh, okay. So now she's on OnlyFans making money. Now you're going to divorce her. She's probably going to get the kids, and you're going to have to fucking pay her a huge lump sum.
But why is she filming you, dude? Like I would hate that. I would flip out.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine?
He actually stayed way calmer than I would.
I'd be like, get me out of here. I'd be like, I'll pay you out. Get me out of here. Get me done. But who knows? But the kid situation, like now you might not see your kids. So it's like she's going to own you. You know, like she's gonna own you.
That's a deceiving, despiteful.
Did you see her laugh?
Evil woman.
Evil woman. Get out of there.
She's evil.
Pay her out. Get the fuck out.
You think that was staged for her OnlyFans?
I don't know. I hope so because
it may have been staged for her OnlyFans.
I feel bad. Maybe.
Maybe he's
but if it's okay,
starting one too.
Come on. The only way men could do that is if they're fucking another
Can men
woman.
have
Yeah, they're
OnlyFans?
usually fucking. Usually they're banging, or they're swingers, and they invite other people over, and they put a camera on and put on OnlyFans. But he's not just whipping his dick out, jerking off, and getting a lot of people following him. Maybe, I don't know, but he's probably not doing that. If it is real, she's evil, dude.
He had to have made a lot of money. Played a long time
Probably
in the NBA.
spent a lot of money too.
Played for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
But my point is, like, she's filming. He's devastated that you're fucking yourself on the bed when he's gone, and then making money from these weirdo dipshits beating their dick off to your wife. And like, didn't you film and laughed about it to him? Like, you're evil. Get out of there.
Evil.
But he's gonna have to pay her out. Like, it's probably a pain in the ass to get rid of her too. So what do you do?
I don't know.
You gotta
We
find
should have
out-
asked
remember,
Del.
like,
We
how
should
do you
have
not-
asked
how
Del
do you not
Zotto
know-
about
how
that.
do you
Del
not know-
Zotto should get an OnlyFans.
Hey, time out. How do you not know your wife's on OnlyFans? How do you not know your wife's on OnlyFans?
Well, he found out. What do you mean? How do you not know? He just found out.
How long has she been on for?
Who knows? I don't have the
Well,
answer.
if it's a long time, then how do you not know? You know,
Kate could be on there. You don't even.
I
know.
hope she is. I don't see the money coming in. She could do Feet Finder. I told you that. I don't want guys beating their dick off to my wife.
Feet
No offense.
Finder.
They just show their feet.
Okay.
Like the psycho guys with the.
Like, would you get into that? Like the
Fuck,
go
man,
look.
no one wants to see my feet.
No.
You kidding? Or your feet with your nasty ass sandals on.
Well,
that
it's
you have.
not sandal season
He's got like
now.
purple toes.
It's not sandal season.
Gross.
It
But
was sandal season.
Andy
but now
turned me
it's
for wearing a
not.
scarf. He wears sandals in the wintertime because he can't. He loves showing
Not
his.
now.
He loves showing his
These
feet.
are my suede shoes.
I feel bad for that. If that's real, like.
I don't know if
Like
it's
you're
real.
like, what are you doing? And
I
she
don't know
films
if
you.
it's
like,
real.
That's fucking terrible. Terrible.
All right, listen. I want everyone to have a great Halloween. Hope you enjoyed Michael Del Zotto. I hope you enjoyed our first episode
Yeah.
here at Half Coast Studios.
Yeah.
We're going to be here for a long time, man, with our boy Alex and Matt and everybody.
Yeah,
dude.
boys. What's up back there?
I
Hell
hope
yeah.
hope they're okay with that.
I know. Am I cussing too much for you guys? Like, I don't know. You know.
Hey,
am scaring you?
I can control Cam if necessary.
Is this a no cuss zone?
Hey, but Del Zotto, congratulations on a great career.
Yeah, he had a
a
hell of
bunch
a
of
career.
guys are retiring right now. Got to give a shout out to Big Jumbo Thornton
Yeah,
too.
I thought he was already retired. To be honest with you.
I
but
mean,
guess
like some
not.
guys who like don't play for like a year or
Yeah.
for several months, and then like, hey, I'm announcing my retirement. It's like, well,
I never got to announce my retirement.
well, do it now.
No, you know what happened?
What happened?
I was going to Nottingham, and I just signed a 2-year extension.
And then you didn't go back for your second.
And
year.
I was a week away from training camp, maybe even earlier. And I was just about to leave,
I
and
know,
I
you
got.
quit. It was terrible.
Hold
dude.
on.
I know. I remember you told
Can I
the
talk?
story. Yeah, you told the story.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I boring you? I'm sorry, sir. And so I was supposed to go there, and I got a job offer, and they had to tell their fans what happened. So they basically retired me for
Oh,
me.
yeah,
But when
they
you
did.
play a long time, like you wouldn't know, but like if you play a long time, you play hockey your whole life, and you have a good NHL career, like you want to retire
You
yourself.
want to announce
wanna
your own
announce
retirement.
yourself.
I know.
And I remember being on the radio, and all of a sudden Caruso texts me, goes, "Why are you not retiring yourself? Why
Yeah.
is Nottingham doing it?" I'm like, "Well, I kind of screwed
That's
him
good.
over."
That's a good question.
So it was just one of those things. But it's all good.
I should have retired you.
I know. I would have had you do it.
Well, we'll have a press conference.
I would have had you do it.
Well, maybe. Hey, listen, you haven't officially announced it yet, dude. It's not too late.
No, they did it. I told you. They already announced it because they had to because they were like,
But
"Fuck, Cam's not coming in."
Stefan, he retired.
Who did? Oh, Derek Stefan. Yeah.
Great
He's a good
guy.
player.
Great
Yeah.
guy, apparently.
Did he win?
Um,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. He's played on some good teams, though, man, with the Rangers and stuff.
Yeah. He played a long time with the Rangers.
The Rangers are playing well.
Yeah, they are. I
got-
want them to be good.
Yeah, got lots of stuff to get into.
I want them to
First
be good.
Forum, firstforum.com. Of course, check it out. As always, check out the new flavors of their energy drink. This one is Tropic Lightning. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's
They've
a
got
cool
some.
name.
I know they've got a bunch of new ones. Freedom is the other one.
Oh, I like that.
Right here.
Look
We
at the
got,
American flag, baby.
Screaming Freedom, baby.
I love it.
Screaming Freedom.
Damn
so
right.
check that out. All the flavors are great. All the apparel's great. You got the bars. This one is cookie dough is my personal favorite. So if
And
you,
Andy will eat that in front of you on camera. It's awesome.
cookie dough.
Yeah.
It's the level 1 bar, man. It's a great
It's really good.
snack. Or post workout protein. You get a lot of protein in that.
Yeah, I like their jerky sticks.
Yeah, you
Beef
do.
sticks are
Yeah, okay.
badass.
Yeah,
really good. Check out the beef sticks
Yeah,
too.
those
20
are
grams
20
of
grams of protein.
Damn good
Make
stuff.
you horny.
They make you horny. Okay. If you get the protein in you, you'll notice
what
that you're a
Cam-
little more
Cam
horny.
says.
You're a little more horny. At least
Yeah.
it does it for me.
It's very Hoosier to say. And
I know.
We've
I
got
don't like the-
listeners who don't like you saying that too.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Kate doesn't like when I say horny either, so I
She
get
doesn't?
it. It's a weird. It's like moist.
Oh
horny.
God!
I know. I get you on
I had
that.
a roommate where they would call his girlfriend. They would get in like crazy fights all the time. And
Call her what?
He didn't like it, what he would say to her.
Coont?
Yeah.
See you next Tuesday or Thursday? Yeah, it's not a good word. That's more of a European. Oh, and in England, they'll say coont all the time.
Did you really just call her that? It's girlfriend, dude. You're in college.
What'd she do to him?
Life's not worth it, man. You guys are like young. Don't be together.
Is she on OnlyFans? And
she might be. Maybe he just found out.
Yeah, I mean, like
check out firstforum.com/Cam and Strick. That's our link. Only use our link and use it today. IRC, baby, the Illinois Recovery Center, Cam.
There's more people than you know need help. There's a lot more people than you even know. And I know a lot of you guys out there, man, whether it's yourself, your wife, your kid, your uncle, you're this, you're that.
Everybody
You'll
knows
somebody. And there's a place for you, and it's Illinois Recovery Center.
Yeah.
They'll help you. They will help you. You got to check it out. They've been through it. Chrissy Pondoff and Eric Conley have been through it firsthand. They understand it.
888-743-0971. So call the IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. You can email them, info@Illinois Recovery Center. Getting help is not hard, man. Shouldn't be, at least. And it's not with the Illinois Recovery Center. So check that out. DMs are open. Tesson Roofing, baby. Find out why all the preferred insurance companies, they go to one guy. That's Brett Tesson and Tesson Roofing. Ask about that Nano Shield. Keep your house or your commercial building cooler at the top floor, man. It just protects your roof. You don't need to redo it for another 10 years, man. You need a new roof. You had bad weather, any other issues, damaged roof. Let them come out and give you a free estimate today. TessonRoofing.com. SparksandSparks.com. God, my hamstring's tightening up again, Cam. That means I'm dehydrated, I think.
From what?
Probably from just all those years of...
Of what?
I don't know.
Riding
Dude,
things
you
down?
ever had that happen where you just all of a sudden your hamstring or your calf had like a muscle spasm? First time on
a lot
video,
of muscle you got.
First time on video here at Half Coast Studios, I'm going to have a muscle spasm.
Why don't you get stretched out by Sven?
Hey, I
Are
might
you
need
allowed
that.
to go see him?
Might need that.
Go get stretched out. I need to get a chiropractor,
Hey,
too.
what's your take on the Shane Pinto situation?
What do you do?
I don't know.
Can we know what Shane... We forgot to talk about that. Do we know what Shane Pinto did? Do we know? And shouldn't we know? Shouldn't we know what this kid did so no one else does it? What did he do? Did he have somebody else bet for him? Was he involved with something?
He must have had some buddies do some stuff.
I'm just curious on what he did.
You know,
so everybody else doesn't do it.
I will say this. The players knew about this several weeks in advance. So this wasn't like something that just happened where the league just found out and acted right away and they suspended him. The players knew about this. They were sworn to secrecy on this one. So
really?
They knew about this, but he gave a statement apologizing and like admitting some type of guilt.
Yeah, but what?
I don't know.
You know, what'd you do?
Some of the accounts, though, that he has, from what I understand, you can't place those bets in Canada.
Yeah, well, they have a gambling site literally on their helmet, you know, so it's kind of like
oh, my God, I know.
How fucking ironic is that?
What did he do? Like, if this was the NFL, we would know what he did.
Well, a couple guys got dinged in the NFL, too, because they were placing bets in the locker room.
At the facility for other sports.
Yeah.
And they still got 4 games. Originally 6, but they reduced it to 4. Yeah. Jamison Williams is one of them.
Like, there's different variations.
Who's a wide receiver from the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, but there's like what Pete Rose is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, when you get when you get in debt, see, the problem is, and we've seen this with college guys. Remember Arizona State? They got jammed up.
Yeah,
that kid got jammed up.
Yeah.
And he's betting. He's like, wow, I'm not making any money, but I could
point shaving and stuff.
And then he owed money. And then they're like, well, this is what I want you to do then.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get tied up with some mob people, and now they own your soul.
You got to be careful with that.
You got to be careful with that. Man, gambling, I didn't really get into it that much, thank God, because I don't need another vice, man. I got enough going on. But I could see getting jammed up. You're like, fuck it. You keep chasing.
We're going to get more information and comment on this.
But there's nothing we know.
Along.
Like, what did he do exactly? And so people need to learn from this.
Yes,
That's
they
all.
do. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, Tesson Roofing, TessonRoofing.com. SparksandSparks.com. Don't go to Seth. Don't be going to one of these hockey shops where Seth is like doing crazy things.
What's Seth doing on Halloween? Keep an eye on that.
What's he going to be for Halloween?
He's going to be Seth.
Is he handing out candy? Hey, avoid his house.
God, avoid him.
Don't go to his house. What are you handing out on Halloween? Do you know?
No one's going to come to our house.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
It's all Cam lives in like a retired community.
Yeah, on a golf course.
Retired.
Yeah. It's horrible.
All the old people they don't trick or treat. I guess, huh?
Yeah, me and my neighbors.
You say that, and that's when the kids are going to start coming to the door, dude.
I had a thing in it.
You're so cheap. You won't even buy candy for the kids.
I have so much candy at the house too, man. I keep getting my mind right.
So damn cheap.
Get out of here.
Pat Maroons told me you were cheap.
Andy, when you were fucking hanging out with all these little nerd boys, I was taking guys paying for all their shit, taking them out all the time. They were living with their mom and dad. I'm spending money on everybody. So don't listen to Andy with that because I don't have a reputation of being cheap.
I know you don't.
Like I spend money. Every time we go out, don't I pick up the tab?
He said it.
Anytime, I'm always pick your tab up. I'll always do anything. I always bring what you need. How you gonna call me cheap?
He did.
And you're eating again. That's embarrassing. That's such a Hoosier. You think I'm a Hoosier?
It's after 12
guy,
noon.
He's a Creve Coeur Hoosier.
So I'll let you all know. These are so good you can't wait. These level 1 bars, man. Get a Sparks. Use our promo code Cam and Strick. It'll save you more money than Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a deal. Cam and Strick, that's the promo code. Bellman and Bellman Automotive, located where?
Troy.
At Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dicks.
They got the Buick GMC on one side of the street. On the other side, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. They got it all.
I got that Gladiator. It's pretty cool, man.
Say hi to Danny boy.
Danny, what up?
And Dale.
Dale. What up, homeboy?
What, Kenny?
Kenny. Is that Kenny? Is that Kenny? I love it. What's up, guys?
They're the best.
We love all y'all.
Big supporters of hockey, dude.
They're our OG, by the way, Bellman. They're our OG
from the
sponsor.
start, man.
Yep. I remember having the meeting at
from the start.
Yep. Danny boy, what's up, man?
We love all you guys. What's up?
No swinging dicks.
Yeah.
None of that shit.
No. All right, this has been episode 262. Support all our sponsors. And let us know what you think about the new setup here at Half Coast Studios, man. HalfCoastStudios.com. Check that out.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to Alex and Maddie Boy. They are on Instagram and all that type of stuff, so you can find them. Half Coast, baby. And great to be here, man. We're happy here.
Yep.
We feel comfortable.
Yep.
It's amazing how things just kind of come together, Cam.
I know.
You know.
No, it always does, man. We're going to keep rocking and rolling for you guys.
They just come into your life when you just least expect it.
Yep.
So follow us on YouTube now. You can watch these videos. All our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. We're all over. Cam's doing TikTok dances. He's wearing a scarf. It's like 50 degrees. Cam thinks it's like a snowstorm outside. But check that out. You can chirp him for that, too. You can chirp him. You can do whatever you need to do. But follow us, and thanks for all the support.
Love all y'all. Love you guys.
Of the Cam and Strick podcast, baby.